Starting front court for the Chicago Bulls, anchored by Scottie Pippen, who is at that point forward position. Bill Wennington will move in the middle. Will Perdue, who was starting at center, had his nose broken in last night's game against the Los Angeles Clippers. So there's no longer a Bill Cartwright or a Scott Williams. So we're now down to number 4 on the depth chart, and there's still a number 5 guy, Greg Foster, on the depth chart. If you included what the Bulls had over the course of the last couple of seasons. And Corey Blount will be at the other forward spot, the second-year man out of Cincinnati. Here's a strength in the backcourt. B.J. Armstrong, the starting all-star in the Eastern squad last year, and the free agent signing, Ron Harper, the explosive guard who averaged 20 points a game last year with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's had a tough time getting started with Chicago, but he had 21 last night against his former teammates. So a backcourt of note for Phil Jackson, who rolls along 301 victories, and this just his 6th season as a head coach of the Bulls. 3 world titles. He also won a world title as a player for the New York Knicks. And as Scott Hastings had mentioned, he really is the key point man for the Chicago Bulls from the bench. Denver Nuggets starting with Dikembe Mutombo in the middle. Rodney Rogers and Reggie Williams at the forwards. Reggie coming off a season-high 26 in the last game for the Nuggets against Houston. In the backcourt, Robert Pack rejoins Brian Stith. Stith has had the hot hand of late. He's been averaging 21 a game over the course of the last 3. So there's the Nuggets starting lineup. And Dan Issel looking on, hoping his club goes out and snaps their 2-game losing streak after winning 4 in a row. The Nuggets at home have lost back-to-back now to the Detroit Pistons and the Houston Rockets. And for 6 games at home, the Nuggets have won 3 and lost 3. There's the officiating crew tonight. First meeting of the season between these 2 teams, and it's Chicago starts with the basketball. The Bulls are 4-2 on the road. Nuggets looking to get off to this quick start this year, and ironically they have won their 2 road games but have played 500 at home. Here's Pippen from the outside, and he cans it deep.
I'm sorry, Al. That's the trouble the Chicago Nuggets have had all year, is working that double team off the pick and roll.
Pippen nearly had a triple-double last night, missed by just a couple of rebounds. Rodney Rogers way off the mark from the outside. Phil Jackson has made a last-minute change. Bill Wennington is not starting at center, but another free agent signing, Greg Foster, who is standing about mid-court trying to draw Dikembe Mutombo away from the basket. Here's the steal by Pack, and he has an open lane. Robert Pack gets into the flow in a hurry.
And that'll test the back right there. A lot of agility to get the loose ball. Finish it off with a big dunk.
All tied at 2, 1 minute into this first quarter. Last year, the Bulls blew out the Nuggets here in Denver by 20 after the Nuggets blew out the Bulls in Chicago by 25. This is against Scottie Pippen. Right off the bat, Pippen gets his first personal foul. Pippen, who started for the Eastern All-Stars in each of his last 3 seasons, a dream teamer. Last year, the MVP of the All-Star game. A steal by the Bulls. Here's Harper on the run, and he glides away. Ron Harper's averaging 11 a game with the Bulls. Scott, why has he had problems fitting in until late?
You know, it's really tough to say. It's a different system. It's a very structured system. The Clippers, and also it's a better team. The Clippers are a bad team.
Reggie Williams for 3, and he nails it. Downtown for Reggie Williams to start it off. He's been pouring in 15 a game for the Nuggets, and he gives Denver the 1-point lead. Nuggets will be in Sacramento on Friday after they conclude this 5-game homestand. Here's Harper on the run. Gets his own rebound, but Eddie Middleton blows that one down. Loose ball foul, and it's against Rodney Rogers. So Rogers against Houston, who eventually fouled out, and he was in difficulties throughout. He was only able to play 19 minutes, and here he gets the first once again.
And it's not a good foul. It's not a foul that's stopping a layup. It's a ticky-tack foul on an offensive rebound.
2 minutes into the ballgame, B.J. Armstrong can't get anywhere against the strength of Robert Pack. Now Pippen guarded by Williams. They call the foul on Reggie Williams, but it appeared as if it was Pippen who really used the arm first.
Yeah, interesting conversation with Daryl Gerritsen, who leads all these officials, about this foul you're going to see on Reggie. If you've got the arm bent, now if his arm is bent right there, you can have it on the player, and that's what Reggie's trying to say. And that's where you get the discretion of the official. Is it a straight arm or is it a bent arm?
Harper floats it to Armstrong with a quick release. Nothing but net. B.J. Armstrong averaging 12 a game, and Robert Pack just outruns the basketball. They say Armstrong tipped it, and he touched it last.
Robert right there, a little bit out of control. Dan's telling him to slow it down. And Robert said, he wants to have a good game after sitting out.
He's so excited to get back in there. And there's the left hand by Rogers. Nice pass in the inbounds by Reggie Williams. And Rogers just explodes. He gets up there so quickly. 7-6, the Nuggets lead by 1. Pippen now going against Stith, the double team. Blount moves in. Rogers with Blount on his back. Out of bounds. Phil Jackson has seen his club get off to a 6-4 start. Consider the fact that they've had 6 of their 10 games on the road. And 2 of their losses have been in overtime. Williams, a strong touch. And Roger Williams, another quick start as he had against Houston Saturday. 5 of the 9 points off the fingertips of Reggie Williams. Cunningham is Foster. In his 5th season in the NBA, picked up as a free agent. He goes from deep to try to bring Mutombo away from the hoop. Nothing but net. Well,
if that's going to be your offense, you're going to let Greg Foster shoot those all day. He just threw a rainbow and went in.
And he gets hit from the face. Meanwhile, Chicago back the other way. B.J. Armstrong cross court to Harper, who's a 3-point threat. And how did Armstrong get there that quickly? Harper for 3. Leads the attack. He's double teamed. Stith looking for his first shot. He's got a piece of it. Mutombo is there. Third foul. Somebody grabbed hold of Mutombo. And Pippen and Harper in the open court where they may be unstoppable. And the Chicago Bulls by 1.
See, and not to pick on officiating early, but you get a handshake away from the goal that's not doing anything to foul. And you get a guy chesting a guy, knocking him down. Is not called.
Robert Pack recognizing that Stith is being guarded by the smaller B.J. Armstrong. Blount comes over, and he takes the foul.
Blount does a good job getting there with the weak side defense, a little bit late. But look at his hands. Look at his arms over the top of Brian Williams. If your arms are straight up, you're not going to get that foul. But when you reach over a guy, any little contact is going to send him to the free throw line.
Big Brian Stith. And that's the numbers he's putting up there for the season. But in the last 3 games, Brian Stith averaging 21 points per. And from the foul line, he had hit 22 of 24 shots coming into this one. And he hits his first 2 tonight.
Watch Greg Foster and Dikembe. That free throw, Foster went across the lane and put a nice shot on Dikembe. He tried to say something to the officials, so watch those 2 on the low block.
Here's Foster again. He unleashes, but there's a whistle before that errant shot.
Oh, it changes mind.
It's going to go against Dikembe, and he's just fighting that out.
George Tolliver. Now, Dikembe's a little frustrated. Foster gave a shot. Watch to see if the pick is set. You have to be set, no movement. The guy turns his shoulder. Dikembe doesn't try to avoid it. Good acting job. But Tolliver, Dan's upset right now. George Tolliver, the official, actually pointed as an offensive foul originally.
Pippen, who hit the first basket, hasn't scored since. 4.5 into this ball game, and it has been airtight. Nuggets by 1. Chicago now by 1, and Ron Harper appears to be more and more comfortable in this Bulls offense. 6 points for Harper. He has half the total of the Bulls. Reggie Williams puts the wrist, and he is way off the mark. Blount goes upstairs. Even Phil Jackson has admitted he has some role players, bench players in starting spots at this moment, and there is one of them that Blount is cashing in. Dan Issel wants a timeout as the Chicago Bulls make a mini run. They've scored the last 4 and have taken the lead, and Dan Issel is disturbed with a little over 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers! Dreamers!
prosperous?
Never!
So until
Book deal.
or the movie deal hits.
We remember two things.
Call Everybody Collect.
And
Know the code.
yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
Always.
Now the people we call
Might call us thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
I buy my own health insurance. It's my money, out of my own pocket. I don't want to spend more than I have to.
Call 1-800-362-BLUE.
I don't get sick. I hardly ever go to the doctor. Why should I spend a lot of money on health insurance?
If you're in good health, we can save you money on health insurance. Call Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Colorado. 1-800-362-BLUE.
Now that the Pagemaster is here, people of all ages want to recreate the experience.
You sure need adventure! Danger! Fantasy! Uh-oh! Horror! Romance! Comedy! And one more thing!
Yes, now at Pizza Hut, get the Pagemaster Meal Deal. One of 4 Pagemaster games, plus a large 2-topping pizza, 2-liter Pepsi, breadsticks, and more. All for just $12.99.
Wait! Didn't show me your library card.
Don't miss your chance to get in the game with the Nuggets 14-game fan plans, and they offer the best of the NBA at a price you can afford. And it, quite frankly, is the only way you can see Shaq in Orlando and Barkley in Phoenix this season. And this is the last day the 14-game fan plan is on sale. So for more information, call the Nuggets. Account executives are standing by right now to answer any questions and take your orders. Here's the number, 575-1900. The last day of the fan plan is available to the Nuggets fans because the fan plan starts Saturday with Saturday's game. Dallas Mavericks are in town. All of a sudden, they become a draw. What's going on there? Ashton Jackson and Jason Kidd. Diving forward is Smith. Out of the pack come the Bulls. A fast break, 3-on-1. Finished off by Blount, and he is fouled. So the Chicago Bulls on a roll have opened up a 5-point lead, maybe 6, with Blount at the line.
Well, Reggie with a good idea, outnumbered 3-on-1 on this fast break, 2 bodies down the floor. But when you're going to foul a guy, he tried to rake him. If you're going to get that foul, when you rake down like that, 9 times out of 10 you'll get the foul. You got to go up, grab the guy, not trying to hurt him, not trying to dunk him or anything, but grab him, stop his progress to the basket, make it a tougher shot to get in.
Rodney Rogers goes out. And Reggie Williams, that's a second foul. He'll have to leave. And Brian Williams is back in, along with the veteran Dale Ellis. Nuggets looking for a little outside shooting. And Brian Williams gets right into the floor with a lead rebound. Back the other way. It is rejected. B.J. Armstrong, he sees Pack is back there, so he takes it and he launches for 3. Downtown, B.J. Armstrong, who has been one of the best three-point percentage shooters in the league the last few years. And the Bulls now have scored 9 straight points. They trailed 11-10. They lead 19-11. Nuggets have gone cold. Mutombo guarded by Foster. Smith can't make that one. Scottie Pippen the other way. The step on Ellis. And the Bulls, who may have been a little weary of the Nuggets coming in, now full of confidence here in this first quarter. Pack trying to strip Pippen, but leaves Armstrong open. Another Pack trying to get something going. Leap past the Smith, and he does it with the left hand. This one he gets, and the Nuggets snap that streak of the Chicago Bulls.
And after the Detroit game, teams are picking up Denver, making them play a half-court offense. They've got to get an easy basket just like that one on the fast break.
Pippen fakes the 3. Crowd wanted to travel. On balance, that's one of his favorite angles. Foster keeps it alive only for the moment. Ripping it up, Robert Pack. One bounce to Ellis. He fires. And there's Foster to rip it down. He finds Harper out on the run. Takes it in on Mutombo. Harper wide open. Mutombo now comes out on him. Inside 5 minutes left. In a first quarter that's just moving along. 6 seconds to shoot. Harper just walks inside, but no, says Dikembe Mutombo. You can walk so
break by the Denver Nuggets. Dikembe's actually out on a much quicker Harvard, but that wingspan, you better not bring it up in front of his face because he doesn't lead the NBA in block shots for nothing.
3 seconds for the Bulls to get the shot off. Harvey uses one of them. Line drive jumper, no. 19-13, Bulls by 6. Pack weaves his way through. Smith ball. Brian Smith, who in one game last year had 28 against the Bulls. The lead Nuggets to a 25-point win. And now Smith has got it going. He's the Nuggets high man with 6. Legal defense for the first time called tonight against the Nuggets, and it's against Brian Williams, who is just trying to refresh himself. BW has not seen many minutes. Played in the first game against Minnesota, only 16 minutes. Had 5 personal fouls in that time after missing most of the training camp. And then played just 5 minutes against Detroit. There's the bump, and it's Brian Williams.
I think that Brian Williams is going to have to get adjusted to it. It's just like the illegal defense. Is getting back in communication. It's not necessarily verbal with your teammates, but eye contact, pointing, looking. That time 2 men were, or the time before on the illegal defense, 2 men guarding 1 player. Brian Williams a little out of shape, a little rusty right now. And
after the opportunity did not go through Johnny Campbell.
Well, he's been in for, what, 3 plays up and down. He's really blowing right now. Even without the new aerodynamic look, he's still a little tired out there.
Tony Kukoc, who off the bench is the second leading scorer on the Bulls. And he checks in for the first time tonight. Greg Foster, 2 years at UCLA, 2 years at UTEP. He has played for 3 teams in the NBA in 4 seasons. Washington, Atlanta, and last year 3 games for Milwaukee. He gets the start here tonight. Spent the feed too low for Mutombo, but Pippen touched it last.
See, that's what a little pressure does. Guys that aren't used to bringing the ball up, like Brian Williams, who threw it in, has to now handle the ball. Bad pass. They get lucky. They're lucky to have the possession. They've got to start handling traps better. They've really struggled since Detroit with traps.
Alice lets Pippen slide by. First field goal of the night for Alice, who is one of 7 Nuggets averaging in double figures, 10 points a game for the 12-year veteran out of Tennessee. Backdoor, but there are a couple of Nuggets who shut the door on that pass. It's a 4-point game. Nuggets not allowing the Bulls to rip it open. Looked like they would move on a run, and that's been Chicago's success the last couple of road games, victories. Take 1 quarter and just run it out.
You know what Chicago does so well, too? They execute a half-court offense. As I said, almost a turnover, but they watch how they move. Very seldom do you see people standing and not moving and setting screens. That's why Chicago wins so many games.
Well, Robert Pack would have been better off if he just let that ball roll out of bounds. It will be Chicago ball, but Phil Jackson is upset at the turnovers, and he calls time.
The lady down there wants to buy you a beer.
What lady?
He doesn't get it.
I think you will.
All right.
Ice brewed the right way. For more of what you want in a beer. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
I knew you'd get it.
Must be from heaven.
Close. Milwaukee.
If you get it, get it.
A red velvet couch. How about a hot tub?
A hairdresser would be nice.
That'd be nice.
Well, I do count on that.
More peanuts.
Maybe first and foremost would be to lower the fares.
An airline that goes where you want to, when you want to.
I want a good seat, a good price. Oh, yes.
Introducing Continental Light. Big airline, little prices. Just another way we give you more airline for your money.
I just want the best.
It's time for the McDonald's Holiday Film Fest, featuring great movies like Field of Dreams,
If You Build It,
Back to the Future,
This is it.
The Land Before Time, and Fievel Goes West, each just $5.99 with the purchase of any large sandwich or extra value meal. And each video includes a mail-in rebate offer for Jurassic Park, available at video outlets nationwide. So enjoy this special time of goodwill toward men and cats.
Hey, Scott, check this out.
Okay.
Get your official Nuggets checks only at your Colorado Norwest Bank, and You know what? You can use them at the Nuggets Sports Gallery in Cherry Creek and the Nuggets locker room locations. They'll love you for that. And they'll love you so much, they'll give you an automatic discount on merchandise. So get those Nuggets checks going.
Those look fantastic.
They certainly do.
Your heroes in
nice
the game.
checks. Bill Wellington out of St. John's. Spent a couple of years in Europe after several years in the NBA. Came back last year and did very well for the Bulls off the bench. Scottie Pippen in the air. And that's his first field goal since the first bucket of the game. Bulls lead it by 6, 3:17 remaining in the first quarter. It is Pack in the backcourt with Stitt, Brian Williams, Ellis, and Mutombo up front. Williams gets the double team, and Stitt recovers at midcourt. 5 seconds to shoot. Now there's 3 seconds. Pack on the force. In desperation, Robert Pack puts it through. And the Nuggets again within 4 of the Bulls. Bulls played last night. Big fourth quarter to beat the Clippers, so they are still revved up. Nuggets maybe a little rust from 3 days off. The whistle blows. It'll be on Pack, the middleman, on that defensive play. First foul on Robert Pack, who is the Nuggets' leading scorer. 19 points a game for Robert Pack.
You know, one thing I never understood is guards guarding guards on the block always think they're shot blockers. A couple of head fakes, gets Robert up there. There's a slap on the arm. Good call. And you're making a tough shot from a guy who's not used to posting up. And B.J. Armstrong, you reward him. He's a pretty good free throw shooter by putting him on the free throw line.
One more shot for Armstrong. A change being made. Ron Harper goes out, and Pete Myers, who had spent a couple of years in Europe and then found himself last year starting for the world champs and replacing Michael Jordan. Oddly enough, also found himself this year not being invited back to training camp. He was just recently re-signed. He had nowhere to go. B.J. Armstrong scrambles. He sees Pippen down the court, and he gets a quick stop away from Pack.
Robert, not much chance. Scottie Pippen, a quick jumper, get up in the air. Looked over here and smiled at me. Those Roberts now on the Scottie Pippen highlight film.
26-19, Bulls open their biggest lead. And Pack tries to take it right back to the Bulls. Yeah, that's a little bit of that macho-ism in Robert Pack. Well, he'll get to the foul line.
Scottie Pippen does a good job leaking out when he sees the team. Now watch Pack just in time to get on the film. Here's a foul. Nice penetration. A little crossover right there. Hand on the ball and arm. Could have called on Wennington with a little push on the back, and it was almost a dangerous ball. You got a guy who spent some time in the hospital with a bad back. Already in the first quarter, has hit the ground 3 or 4 times hard.
I think he was shaking off the back spasms. And he, along with Brian Stitt, down to the foul line more than any other Nugget. Kemba Mutombo gets a rare first quarter rest. Tommy Hammonds will replace him. And Mutombo gets this rest in the first quarter because Brian Williams is in, and he moves to center. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf coming off a dazzling 21-point performance against Houston, and now he will be on the floor with Pack. A rare miss by Pack at the foul line. The Nuggets trail by 6. Steve Kerr, the outside threat, a potent three-point shooter. Number 25 is in for the Bulls. Pippen remains on the floor. Illegal defense on Denver, and that is their second. And that will mean a technical foul shot for Chicago.
It's a good illegal defense. He called it a little early, but it turned out to be a good call. Robert Pack trailing a guy off the curl. It's a little 3-man game they play on the weak side. Dale Ellis sees him, helps out. He actually takes Myers, but Robert Pack, instead of falling back to another man, stays with him. You see on the replay, there's the curl. Dale Ellis sees him open. He goes. Once the ball's entered, these two guys can be there. But Pack actually did not stay with the double team and left, and there's the illegal defense.
Bulls moving the ball around. Pippen one-on-one on Ellis, but 3. Scottie Pippen, that's the 14th three-pointer he has hit this year in 48 attempts. 9 points. A quiet 9 points for Pippen. And the Bulls extend their lead to 10. Dale Ellis flicks the wrist. It will be Chicago ball. And a minute and a half left in the first quarter. The Bulls have come into Dan Issel's living room and quieted this crowd.
And the thing to remember, the Bulls are the team, not the Nuggets, that played last night.
Kukoc with the left-hander, ripped down by Brian Williams. Pass breakdown for the Nuggets. Pack across to Raouf. He gets it back. He has time. Kukoc on the run. Kukoc at 6'11". And Ellis gets back. Kukoc is a 6'11", either small forward or point guard. Whichever way you look at it. And there's his good friend Scottie Pippen. Bulls had to get through many interesting situations last year. One of them, a denied feud between those two. Pippen says no. Pippen had voiced his opinion that he's not very happy that the Bulls gave Kukoc so much money. Wellington comes out of nowhere.
Seeing guys.
Oh, that shivers down your spine.
You don't play in the NBA if you can't play a little bit. He had 14 last night off the bench, and maybe one of the reasons he did start because he's such a six-man type of threat.
Williams takes it in on Wellington with a sweeping left-handed hook. Inside 30 seconds left. Has actually missed 6 of the 10 games. He's just coming back. And there's some runs who does it. Brian Williams chokes it and gets the block.
You know, Myers isn't a bad player. He takes it to the hole, has a chance to go hard. Watch this little hesitation right there. Doesn't know if it's a half shot. Tried to lay it up, shoot it. Had he gone in strong, tried to dunk it, he probably gets the foul. Maybe should have got one anyway.
Judd Bushler has checked in for the Bulls. Another free agent signing. Wellington has a good shot. 7 seconds. Can the Nuggets beat the clock? And that bounce pass just never came up. Robert Pack had the right notion. And Dan Issel is pacing early tonight. And the Bulls just very happy to dribble out the clock and leave this first quarter on the road with a 10-point lead. The Chicago Bulls storm into town. And after 12 minutes, it's the Bulls 32, the Nuggets 22.
Johnson throws it.
Come on, my Dolphin kid's better than that. Right, Buster? Guys, we're going in. Go hit it.
Third and 8. Hey, is that a dog? That's right, Bob, a dog, and they're going to run the old pooch to the post. And now the guy with no helmet drops back to pass. Oh, great catch! Just like Miller Lite, Bob, you expect great things from the great taste that's never watered down. Touchdown, doggy. I have officially seen everything. Miller Lite, can your beer do this? It goes!
Walter Davis played 4 great years with the Nuggets. He was the NBA's Rookie of the Year. He owns an Olympic gold medal. But one of Walter's best moves is something you can do, too. He takes care of his health with a Rose doctor. Rose and the Nuggets urge you to keep your health in peak condition with a doctor from the Rose Men's Health Program. So take it from Walter Davis. You'll feel better with a doctor from Rose. Rose Men's Health. Call 320-ROSE and shoot for better health.
It's time for the Pizza Hut Primetime Pizza Party. If we announce your name, you'll have 22 minutes to call and claim your prize and qualify for the grand prize, a Denver Nuggets road trip to Orlando.
Tonight's winner is Lee Moore from Gunnison, Colorado. He has 22 minutes to call and win 2 ski lift tickets, and he'll qualify for the grand prize, a Denver Nuggets road trip for 2 to Orlando. Our winner is Lee Moore. Call now.
It's time to take a look at the news from around the lake, brought to you by the Rocky Mountain News. The new Rocky Mountain News has news to share with 4 big league sections every day. 9-1. Well, that's the record of the Houston Rockets. They fall from the ranks of the unbeaten after winning their first 9 games. They lost last night at home to Portland. It must have been the letdown after that big win in Denver on Saturday. The next headline, 0-10. Yes, still one winless team in the NBA. That's the record of the LA Clippers, who are in Phoenix tonight. Our crack staff just looking ahead. And the final headline, the coveted 500 mark. Teams that wouldn't even dare think about that mark last year off to surprising starts at or over the 500 mark. Milwaukee at 5-3, Dallas and Sacramento and Detroit all won over 500, and Washington with a lot brewing there now with Weber and Juwan Howard in the uniform and the one changing of the guards in the NBA. As we start the second quarter, Chicago Bulls own the 32-22 lead. Wennington with Myers from deep. Here is Raouf. Jalen Rose is drilling Mahmoud in the backcourt. Raouf and Myers. There's the quick step. The Mahmoud and the pickle.
That's called facial city right there.
Squeezes that one through the netting.
Once a game at least to work, doesn't it?
There were some players even more. Kukoc. He makes his move. Bodied by Tommy Hammonds, and Hammonds with the first personal foul.
You know, you look who's out there on the court with Tony Kukoc. Steve Kerr, kind of a role player. Pete Myers, Bill Wennington, Judd Buechler, all four role players. Obviously, you don't want to drop off if you're Phil Jackson, but you know this system can take just role kind of players to still be real successful.
The Croatian sensation, Tony Kukoc. Last year making many dramatic final shots, including the big one at the buzzer in the Knicks series. Became a controversial shot with 1.8 seconds ago. The play in which Scottie Pippen decided to watch from the bench. There's the move again.
Well, let's see, you got 10 more guys to do it to, Mahmoud. Steve Kerr's the second.
I think he could build a career on that.
He'd never get me because I could never jump.
Reminiscent of the horse's head fake. He did that for 15 years. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still takes the fake. Oh, through the legs goes Brian Williams. And a half into the second quarter, packed house at McNichols Arena for the 7th straight time this year. 17,171. Always a treat to watch the Chicago Bulls, and as you can see here tonight, with or without Michael Jordan, the Bulls are in the hunt. And Myers takes it and starts running. Myers still trying to get himself in shape. It's only the third game he has played, has not seen big minutes. Kukoc cross-court to Kerr. They're at it to Myers now. Rejected by Brian Williams, and the foul will be called on Myers.
Well, the one thing they said about Pete Myers last year, he's no Michael Jordan. Gets to the hole, nice break. Brian Williams, what bad legs. Nice block up. There's the left hand. Watch it right here. Left hand holds the defender off. You can do it in college. You can't do it in the NBA.
10 minutes on the nose left in the second. You feel a Nugget surge coming on. Jalen Rose in the crowd is Brian Williams, and he is clobbered by Wennington, who's charged with his first personal foul.
Nice little pass right there. Brian Williams doing a fine job holding the defender off. And sometimes you got to do that. When you got a defender like Wennington who's going to work real hard, try to get around you, you can work twice as hard to try to stay in front. But once in a while, you've got to just stop, let the defender take his position, then hold him off, go for the lob, and all of a sudden the next time he'll play behind you.
Once again, providing the spark off the bench, and again, some dazzling moves.
Well, here's the first one, 1 of 2. Pete Myers, okie dokie. Back, and actually the lean, Pete Myers does a good job coming back to the shot. When he gets a good look at the basket, I'm telling you, he's one of the best shooters of anybody in the NBA.
Well, when Dale Ellis came to the Nuggets, he said, I've always been the best shooter on my team. This year may be the 34-27 in favor of the Bulls. Jalen Rose takes the long look. He's picked up by Judd Buechler. Now it's in the hands of Raouf. Makes the step, tries to dish, and it's off of Pippen and out of bounds. Nuggets trying to move to 6-3. As they hit the road Friday night in Sacramento, come back here Saturday night against Jason Kidd, Jimmy Jackson, Jamal Mashburn, and the move-up Dallas Mavericks. Great pass. Nice fake. And the hoop. The buzzer. 24-second clock goes off, but it counts. 5 points for Brian Williams off the bench. And the Nuggets, once down by 10, are within 5. Bushler wide open for 3. Judd Bushler, a journeyman, and now stopping off in Chicago. And Williams' teammate in Arizona for 1 season. One-on-one. Crossover dribble. Picks up the big man. Brian Williams. The save by Hammonds.
Hung on the rim and looked at somebody. Nice pick and roll right here. Look at the slip. Great pass. You know, if you can stop it halfway up, I mean, that's a highlight picture. You know, put on some posters, let's give them away or something, but his elevator only went up to the 10th floor and he needs to go 15.
Williams will go out. He'll hear it from the crowd. Dan Issel getting the tempo in. Sees Brian Williams huffing and puffing.
Bull.
Well, took at least 5 pounds off in that stint. But the Bulls still hold on to a fairly comfortable lead. The 3. And Jalen Rose needed that one. First start against Houston, but missed 7 of his 8 shots. And it pulls the Nuggets to within 5.
Yeah, a couple of things. Judd Boozer can't guard Jalen Rose. So first of all, he's going to back off him a little bit. He also doesn't respect Jalen Rose's ability to shoot the ball. You hit it right on the nail right on the head. He has to be able to do that. Good for him. Now maybe you see him take some people off the dribble.
And loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Have been picked up by Rodney Rogers, who's checked in. Kukoc with Ellis. Puts it on the floor. No foul. And here the Nuggets off and running. 3-on-2. Raouf.
Oh, that is pure quickness. Jalen Rose gave him a hand down the court. Mahmoud.
He is inspired. And the Nuggets whittle it to 3. This one is against Chicago, against Judd Bushler, setting a pick. And now the momentum swinging the other way, forged by Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Watch this crossover a little bit, shows it, goes down, flips it up. And he's the shortest guy in between that sandwich. He's still got it on the glass. What a... Scorers can do that. I don't know how they do it, but scorers like Mahmoud can always get that shot off.
And he is the high scorer for the Nuggets in the first half with 6. He wants the ball, fakes left, goes right. Mahmoud flips the left.
That's 3. 9 more. Let's count down. We're keeping the list over here. PJ, you're the last one.
It's a 1-point game. Pippen. Now to Armstrong. Kukoc wants the ball against Rogers, who has the 1 foul. There's the fadeaway. And the Bulls able to stay in front by 3. First field goal for Kukoc tonight. Hot man is Raouf. 8 and Rodney Rogers rocks the rim. Inside, Rodney Rogers goes to work. And again, it's a 1-point difference.
Now, Tony Kukoc will defend you like that, stay in front, because he can't guard anybody. He's looking for help from his teammates.
Nuggets wanted the double dribble on the sequence. They don't get it, and now the Bulls seem to be rattled. Only 10 seconds to shoot. Kukoc almost lost it. Foster, another rainbow. 2 for 2 from deep, and nothing but net again.
Dennis will just looking out there and shaking his head. He doesn't even do about that right there. That guy will not beat you from 20 feet.
Rifle pass. Rogers picks it up and buries the ball.
Woo! Man. As the excitement kind of in the last couple minutes really picked up, and you've got to credit Mahmoud.
And Rogers also comes off the bench all hot. 1-point lead. Bulls maintain. There's Kukoc. Right on the pass. Bushler pushing off as Del Ellis. Jimmy Clark got it right there. So Mahmoud to the bench. Timeout has been...
The 95 Toyota Camry is here, and we're so sure it beats the competition, you're invited to a Toyota test. Make the Camry comparison. Road and Track said you can't go wrong with a Camry. Consumers Digest named Camry a best buy, and Camry's been recognized for one of the highest resale values in its class. Test your Toyota dealer. At $239 a month, this Camry lease more than passes the value test. Test the Camry. Test the deal. Test it now. Nobody beats your Toyota dealer.
Well, there ain't no doubt about the power of blue. For airborne thrust, rock you. Get out of there. Get out, get into the air.
Now that the Pagemaster is here, people of all ages want to recreate the experience.
You, sir, need adventure! Danger! Fantasy! Uh-oh! Horror! Romance! Comedy! And one more thing!
Yes, now at Pizza Hut, get the Pagemaster Meal Deal. One of 4 Pagemaster games plus a large 2-topping pizza, 2-liter Pepsi, breadsticks, and more. All for just $12.99.
Wait! Didn't show me your library card.
Once again, this is the last day to order a 14-game fan plan. Your chance to get in the game with a terrific plan assembled by the Denver Nuggets. The only way to see Orlando and Phoenix left. All those games have been sold out. So give them a call. Count executives are standing by, 575-1900 to help you out. Last day to order the 14-game fan plan. To see some stars like Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and he has been sensational his last 3 games. 8 points all in the second quarter from Mahmoud, putting on a show. Third illegal defense is called against the Nuggets. Nailed there is Dikembe Mutombo. And Dan Issel knows this has been pretty much the norm.
That's kind of I totally disagree with that call. And like I said, I had to talk with Daryl Garrison, and he says, you know, before it was easier, plus the 3.9. You also got the warnings. Now you don't get the 3.9 or the warnings from the official. That time, Dikembe was illegal by a size 22. If he has a size 14, he's not legal. That affects the game, I think.
Nuggets have outscored the Bulls 18-10 in the second quarter. And this one goes against Chicago. Ron Harper checked back in. Gets his first personal foul. Scottie Pippen, 9 points, leads Chicago. And Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf with 8 points leads the Nuggets. Nuggets with a chance to knot it up. Ellis trapped by one of the best defenders in the league. Down to 6 seconds. Rodgers stops, turns, and banks it in.
Rodney on that stop actually looked like he might have turned his ankle a little bit. You don't give them back when they go in.
Rodgers regains. The Nuggets once 12-12 could take the lead with a basket here. Throws coast to coast with the left hand and the foul.
He said it this week in the papers and on the radio shows that he's got to start playing his game. He's got to be a little more aggressive, a little bit selfish, and that is a great move, a strong move, something that Jalen can do. If you struggle from the outside, how do you increase your field goal percentages, get to the hole, and get a chance for 3-point baskets?
They call the foul on Blount. That is his second. And he's hit all his shots tonight, 2 for 2 from the field, and that foul shot. Quick 6 points for Rose, all here in the second. The Nuggets by those 3. Armstrong, release, bullseye. 9 points now for B.J. Armstrong. Down to 4-12 in the first. Mutombo just not ready for it. But a foul will be called on Harper. He just didn't expect it.
Yeah, this is a great pass. A little quick pick and roll. I like this action right here. Rolled the wrong way. He's wide open. They called the foul on Harper for grabbing Dikembe, and Harper looks like he's going to get a technical.
So Jalen Rose, he may not have seen that the path of Mutombo was impeded by the rookie taking charge out there. Technical on Harper, so Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who has hit all 6 of his foul shots this season, after leading the league last year at around 96%. And the first miss of the year for Mahmoud.
Now watch his pick and roll. If Dikembe rolls the other way, he loses sight of the basketball. The object on a pick and roll, set the screen, and as the guy's going off, you follow the ball with your eyes.
In traffic, on the foul. Raouf, he's in such a zone. Isn't it amazing he misses a foul shot tonight?
Yeah.
47-44, Nuggets by 3. Pickens has one short. That was nothing but net. Unfortunately for Pippen, it was the outside of the net. And now the crowd getting into it. Jalen Rose brimming with confidence now. Teamed up with Raouf in the backcourt. Rogers, Mutombo, and Ellis up front. Spreading out of the Nuggets. Illegal pick is called on Denver. Where was it?
Rodney Rogers, if your foot is stepped out of bounds in any position and the guy's coming off your screen and there is contact defense to offense, it's always an illegal pick. No foul, though.
Well, that's the call, and there's a timeout. The Nuggets have taken control after trailing by as many as a dozen.
Largo il faccioso della città, largo. La rana, presto potevo che nel ben già, presto. La rana,
You may never be able to play like the Nuggets, but you can pay like them. Get your official Nuggets checks only at your Colorado Norwest Bank.
Oh, this guy amazing, chump, man. I can take this guy with one hand tied behind my back. Go for it.
Miller Lite presents Hurricane Hughes versus...
What's your name?
Joe, but I'm the spring tricking
Miller Lite! You can expect great things with a great taste that's never watered down.
Guys, bullfight. Yeah.
Miller Lite! Can your beer do this?
This Thanksgiving is a special classic holiday on Denver's 2. A classic leading man and 4 classy leading ladies in 8 hours of unforgettable movie magic. Cary Grant, Marilyn Monroe, Ginger Rogers, Grace Kelly, and Sophia Loren. Spend Thanksgiving with the legends of Hollywood. The 7-Year Itch, Monkey Business, Houseboat, and To Catch a Thief. Thanksgiving classics on Denver's great movie station, Denver's 2.
This season, Cool 105 presents King Soopers Pepsi Youth Nights. When you purchase one adult ticket, 2 kids will get in the game absolutely free. So look for those Youth Night coupons on specially marked Pepsi products in any King Soopers. Take the kids to the game free. The next Youth Night, December 21st, against the San Antonio Spurs. For information, there is the number to call on Youth Nights. Well, Scottie Pippen scored all 9 of his points in the first quarter. It's been all Nuggets here in the second. They lead by 3. Chicago has the ball. 5th game of a 6-game, 10-day road trip for the Bulls, which will conclude Friday night in Utah. The bump between BJ and Mahmoud. A force and a nice hit by BJ Armstrong. He's the first Bull in double figures with 11. Raouf has 10 for the Nuggets. Mutombo takes a bump. No call, as you can hear. Ellis wide open from downtown. And his 1,020 in his illustrious three-point shooting career, more than anybody in the history of the NBA.
Lucky, I guess there wasn't a call, but Dikembe was knocked over. And I guarantee you, for this game's over, we'll see a little hand check, no contact, be called a foul.
B.J. Armstrong now lighting it up. 50-48, the Nuggets by the 2. Long stint for Rose and Raouf here in the second. 2.5 minutes to go. Rose handling Harper very well. Quick move left by Raouf. He could go left, he could go right. He's such a threat with the ball because you don't know if he's going to shoot, drive by, or pass. And his movements are like bolts of lightning. the Bulls. Here's steal by Ellis. Look like going far from here. Eddie Middleton says it's a foul on Rodney Rogers. So Rogers gets his second personal. 2 minutes to go. Goes out to a hand. Associated Business Products bring you the early hustle board. It's pretty tight.
When you look at Chicago's offense, it's kind of a triangle style offense. They got a lot of action, a lot of people moving as the pass goes here. The thing that's interesting now, they ran B.J. Armstrong as the focal point of that triangle and put him on the block. It takes a smart player because B.J.'s a point guard who can play as a 2 guard, and now you're asking him to play a 5 position also. And that's a tough thing to do, to ask a player to know all positions on the floor. It makes him a better player, though.
Steps back in after a long rest. He takes it hard to the hole and loses it. So Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf takes a seat. He played 12 minutes. He scored 12 points. And that's the kind of contribution Dennis wants from Mahmoud, the Minuteman for the Nuggets. That's about what he's been doing the last 2 games.
Nothing less.
Nothing less. On the 11 points in 12 minutes. 12 points in 12 minutes. Corey Blount out of Cincinnati. Bulls move back to within 1. 10.5 to go. Rose stays out there. Now team was stiff. This is a big backwood for the Nuggets. Wide open. The 3. Rogers. Rodney Rogers coming along. He had 2 points in the first quarter. He now has 11, and Mutombo gets a shot in the mouth. It's been a physically bruising game for Mutombo. And Jimmy Clark, the referee, caught the action. He's going to nail Foster with a personal foul.
Yeah, and it's a good foul, or not a good foul, but a good call by the official. The shot's going to 3. Watch down your lower left-hand side. Foster bumping right there. Not able to see a lot of the contact, but what happens, Foster trying to block out, and he's the kind of guy who's calling wackadoos. I'm telling you what, this guy would come in the game, he's hacking, slapping. You didn't want to play garbage man when Foster was in there because you're coming out with stitches.
He reminds Phil Jackson himself.
Worse, I'm telling you. Brandon's got the first shot that Kimba has taken from Foster, and that time he was caught with it.
And that's the first point of the night for Dikembe Mutombo. 5-point lead again for the Nuggets. Coming down to a minute to go in the first half. Here's Pippen with Mutombo on him, so Pippen takes it. Louis is going to get something out of it. What he got was the second personal foul on Dikembe.
Dikembe, and I'm not saying this mean, is an awkward style player. He's always left when he should be right. Watch him reach out. He's been over too far to guard somebody that quick. The quick little hand, not only to slow the progress down of Scottie Pippen, but kind of keep his balance. He's got to go out there, stay close enough, pick his side. He wants the quicker guy to drive on. Let him drive there, then use that wingspan to block the shot.
Dennis doesn't want Mutombo to pick up that 3rd foul in the final minute. And Dikembe with the 1 point and 6 rebounds. Nuggets have a couple of block shots. We know Dikembe has one, Brian Williams has the other. Pippen with the miss, and it's run down by the ever-present Rodney Rogers. 56-52 Nuggets. Rogers gets the step-on block. He's blowing for Rogers. 13 points in the first half, 11 have come in the second quarter. Nuggets now by 6. Trying to snap their 2-game losing streak after winning 4 in a row. Travel violation on B.J. Armstrong to the Nuggets with 33 seconds. Will Dennis look for a quick shot? No, he looks down the floor and tells his young guard to look for a good shot.
60% of the Nuggets players on the floor right now left-handed.
That would make him.
And Arkansas series.
Brian Williams goes through the motion, but it's whistled down. Another foul on that man, Greg Foster.
I tell you, he put the hack and hacksaw, this guy right here. But Brian Williams did a good job. Holds him off. Head fake with Coy Plummer. There could have been a foul right there at Coy, but there's Foster over the back. I'm telling you.
Phil Jackson always looking for big men. Last year he had what? Cartwright, he had Scott Williams, Wennington, and Will Perdue.
Luke Longley.
So, and now Longley is out now with an injury. Could miss 10 weeks with a stress fracture. So this year he has actually on the roster, you got Longley, you got Wennington, you got Perdue, and now you have Foster. And you've talked about the Nuggets with Mutombo.
Exactly.
They go the different route. They want the more mobile players. This is the backup center, Brian Williams. Different feelings around the league at different clubs.
Their alternative, the Nuggets for big guys, were myself or Logan, and they just kind of shook their heads at that and said, no way.
Well, here comes Foster. He had about 5 or 6 fouls in the first half, but they just got him for 2. Steve Kerr is in, which is 20 seconds to go. They're looking for the outside shot from him. And Brian Williams with the new do. He has played a total of 21 minutes in 2 games coming into this one tonight. And looks to be a little more ready for this one than he did in the Detroit game. After 5 minutes, he just took himself out of that game. Ankle still felt sore. Last shot for the Bulls. 20-point swing for the Nuggets. They had trailed by 12. They now lead by 8. Kukoc gets the hand check outside, and Brian Williams gets his second personal foul.
Well, Brian Williams did have a hand on him, and I go back again to the interpretation of who's on the ball official-wise. If your arm is bent, you're supposed to be able to touch the guy, or at least with your forearm. Now, there's a hand check. Now, I was told with an arm bent, maybe, of course, he pushed off right there, so that is the call. But right there, you don't want Brian Williams outside guarding, Tony Kukoc at 39 feet.
Average 6.6 seconds. The sniper, Raouf, is in. Stiff goes out. Changes defensively for Phil Jackson. Bushler reports in the lineup to replace Harper. Also considering the fact that Harper has 2 personal fouls. Kukoc makes the 2. He has 6 points. And now the Nuggets race down the floor. Here's Ellis, one-on-one on Bushler. He takes it in, gets the snap, and gets the foul call. Still leaves 3 seconds. That was done in a hurry.
That was awful quick. We talked about the respect level of certain players, how, you're not supposed to be able to talk to the officials now. Watch Scottie Pippen, even B.J. Armstrong, working the officials during the break for timeout or after a call, and a younger player is not going to get away with that.
I got a bar.
Ellis, the elder statesman of the Nuggets, 12th season. And he'll have one more shot. So now Stiff, the defensive move, replaces Raouf. And Jalen Rose is the man back on Scottie Pippen. Ellis thought it might be a little short. Little body English works. 7 points for Ellis off the bench. And now with 3.2 seconds remaining in the first half, the timeout called by the Bulls to construct an offensive plan to try to get those 2 points back. Yes, indeed, there's some skiing out there in the mountains. Copper Mountain is now open. Make plans to visit Copper Mountain, test out the resort's 3rd high-speed quad lift. The brand new Timberline Express. It's Summit County's fastest quad. Copper Mountain Resort, the official ski resort of the Denver Nuggets.
3.2 seconds left in the half. Watch for the Bulls to throw something long in the middle with guys on the outside streaking to set up for a shot. A lot of times, 3 seconds, you can basically dribble the length of the court, too.
Kukoc with the fake. And there is Pippen. It's his hands now, and he takes it all the way. Scottie Pippen with time to put the ball on the floor. The lane is separated. And he might have been thinking of getting off a quick 3. In the end, he gets off the smash.
A couple ways to defend that one now. You either get a guy on the ball or get him off the ball.
But not before. The Nuggets outscore the Bulls 40-24 in the second quarter and take the 6-point lead at halftime. And now let's take it to Jim Conrad. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Al. Very interesting first half. And coming up on our halftime report, we'll go around the NBA for scores and highlights. And we'll check out the Nuggets calendar for the month of December. All that after this timeout.
This half of Denver Nuggets basketball has been brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the NBA and the Denver Nuggets. By Pizza Hut. Call Pizza Hut Delivery now at 751-1111. And by IBM, proud sponsor of the Stay in School program. Another way IBM connects with kids.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers!
Dreamers! Prosperous?
Never!
So until
Book deal.
or the movie deal hits.
We remember two things.
Call Everybody Collect.
And
Know the code.
yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
Always.
Now the people we call
Might call us
Thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
The Denver Nuggets emerged as heroes in Colorado last season. King Soopers is a company that is made up of heroes, people who achieve greatness in their everyday lives. Over 14,000 people are employed by King Soopers, and thousands of these people donate their time, talents, and resources to help make Colorado a better place to live. They feed the hungry, shop for the shut-ins, teach and coach our kids quietly and heroically. King Soopers, making a difference for all of us.
Denver's #2 paper may not like that the Rocky Mountain News has the best sports coverage, an updated, more colorful spotlight section, Denver's best classifieds, and the most comprehensive local and business news available.
That's how it's supposed to be done. Now get out!
But then again, maybe they might. The Rocky Mountain News, the right size, the right time, at the right price. Buy Sunday and get the other 6 days free. Call 892-NEWS for details.
The 95 Toyota trucks are here. We're so sure they'll outperform the competition, you're invited to a Toyota test. Make the Toyota comparison. For durability, reliability, or all-around quality, Toyota's tough to beat. Test 4Runner and save $1,000 in value packages. Test 4x4 and save $850 in option packages. And the story gets even better. Test Toyota trucks. Test the deal. Test them now. Nobody beats your Toyota dealer.
Hey kids, get in the game!
NBA action is fun for everyone, and kids under 12 can see all the action free with King Soopers Pepsi Nuggets Youth Nights. Buy specially marked Pepsi 12-packs at your local King Soopers and get your Youth Nights coupon. Buy one $8.50, $12.50, or $16.50 adult ticket and get 2 kids tickets free. The next Youth Nights coming up are December 19th against the Boston Celtics and December 21st against the San Antonio Spurs.
Youth Nights brought to you by King Soopers, Pepsi, Cool Radio, and the Denver Nuggets.
From the Channel 2 Sports Desk, the Nuggets Halftime Report with Jim Conrad.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our halftime report. The Nuggets leading the Chicago Bulls 62-56 at the half. Let's take a look at the rest of the league. First, Houston at Orlando. Rockets go inside to Hakeem Olajuwon. He hits the fall-away as he's going down. And then Orlando comes right back with the lob inside to Shaquille O'Neal, who gets back with the jam as he jams it home. And Orlando goes on to get the easy win over Houston as we check the Conoco scoreboard. Other games, Boston beats Charlotte by 7. Miami whips Cleveland. Detroit leads Milwaukee in the fourth quarter. Minnesota leading Atlanta after 3. Portland leads San Antonio at the half. Utah and Seattle, we don't have a score yet on that game. And the Clippers trail Phoenix in the second period. Stay tuned. We'll check out the Nuggets calendar for December when we come back.
Hi, I'm Amy Grant. You know, I've been working with Target for a few years now, and I thought I knew everything about this amazing store. But recently I found out about their corporate giving program, and I was amazed all over again. No other retailer gives away a bigger percentage of its profits, helping programs and communities all over America. And we all know how many needs this country has. So choose a store that's also a good neighbor. You'd be surprised at what you can save shopping at Target.
Gotta get a gift?
For the widest selection with quality service, get to Guard Sports. You'll find low prices on gifts for everyone. Get a Spalding basketball. The all-leather NBA ball is only $69.99. The ZK composite ball just $49.99.
Gotta get it now!
Get a durable, high-performance NBA synthetic leather basketball from Spalding. Right now, it's just $24.99. One store has it all. The widest selection, quality service, and low prices. Guards.
Gotta get the Guards!
Y'all ready for this?
Shaquille. Barkley. Kemp. Mutombo. The Nuggets 14-game fan plan. Your only chance to see the big-time stars of the NBA. 3 plans to choose from starting at just $175. Get in the game now with a 14-game fan plan. Call 893-6700.
From great peaks that inspire performance to country roads that lead to stardom. From sweeping sands on the Atlantic shore to great straight pathways blazing through the heartland. From the mountains to the sea, there's Conoco. With thousands of stations across America, gasolines and motor oils of exceptional quality, and the spirit of hospitality so many have come to count on. It's no wonder Conoco is the hottest brand going.
We're at halftime. Nuggets leading the Chicago Bulls by 6. And December, a big month for the Nuggets. Here's a look at the team's upcoming home schedule brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
The Dallas Mavericks are in town for Thanksgiving weekend. Tickets are available, but they're going fast. The Charlotte Hornets make their only Denver appearance this season on Saturday, December 3rd. This one's already sold out, but you can still get the best seat in the house when you watch the game on KWGN Denver's 2, starting at 7 o'clock. On December 10th, the Washington Bullets are in town for Pizza Hut Pepsi Family Night. Check your Rocky Mountain News for details on how you can take a family of 4 to the game for only $49. The Boston Celtics game on December 19th is already sold out. But on Wednesday, December 21st, Cool 105 presents King Soopers Pepsi Youth Night against the San Antonio Spurs. Pick up a discount coupon at the Pepsi display in your local King Soopers store. And with the purchase of an adult ticket, you'll receive 2 kids' tickets free. On Christmas Day, it's the much-anticipated rematch between Denver and Seattle. These two teams haven't met since Game 5 of the playoffs last season. A few tickets still remain for this game, but they won't last for long. December 27th, the Nuggets take on the Indiana Pacers, and it's Conoco Poster Night. The first 10,000 fans at the game will get a LaFonso Ellis poster, compliments of Conoco and KYGO. And finishing out the month on December 30th, the Portland Trailblazers come to McNichols Arena. Good seats for all games are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations, including the Sports Gallery in Cherry Creek, the Locker Room stores on the 16th Street Mall and in Colorado Springs, the Ticket Bus, and the McNichols Arena box office. To order tickets, call 830-8497. Look for more updates throughout the season on the Nuggets monthly calendar, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And that's it for the halftime report. I'm Jim Conrad. Thanks for joining us. Al and Scott come back with the second half after this break.
Most things in this world aren't big enough to handle 7 feet 2 inches, 310 pounds.
And I ordered the big breakfast.
How does that feel?
Oh, watch your head, Mr. O'Neill.
There is one notable exception. The Big Slam from Pepsi. 1 ice-cold liter of Pepsi big enough to handle the biggest thirst.
Ain't life grand?
A person who has an affinity for the color green. You have a strong need to nurture and bond. Family is very important.
Copper Mountain has plenty of beginner slopes, a designated family ski area, and a ski school for kids, making sure you have a ski experience your family will always remember.
Very carefree nature. In fact, you often forgot to tidy your room as a child.
Copper Mountain, Colorado's perfect ski mountain. Now with another new high-speed quad.
The Rocky Mountain News and the Denver Nuggets have teamed up to bring you the Jam Session.
Each month, this Pull-Out magazine gives NBA fans the latest news on the Nuggets, on and off the court. You'll get the inside scoop, including columns from head coach Dan Issel and Scott Hastings. And check out the monthly calendar for up-to-date information on Nuggets promotions and giveaway nights. Don't miss the next issue of the Jam Session in your Rocky Mountain News on Sunday, November 27th. The Jam Session is sponsored by Homestead House, Spring Air Mattress, and KG Men's Store.
Walter Davis played 4 great years with the Nuggets. He was the NBA's Rookie of the Year. He owns an Olympic gold medal. But one of Walter's best moves is something you can do, too. He takes care of his health with a Rose doctor. Rose and the Nuggets urge you to keep your health in peak condition with a doctor from the Rose Men's Health Program. So take it from Walter Davis. You'll feel better with a doctor from Rose. Rose Men's Health. Call 320-ROSE and shoot for better health.
There's the arithmetic at halftime, 62-56. The Nuggets with a big 40-point second quarter. They trailed by as many as 12, and you had been commenting earlier how the place seemed to be dead. There was no life in the Nuggets. What turned it around? What inspired them?
I think the light bulb called Mahmoud came in there, got things going. Already faked out with the Mahmoud 3 people. But he had a fabulous first half. And I tell you what, we were pointing out a while ago, the bench is doing it for the Denver Nuggets.
You know, that one mock move was so good, your tie came undone. I don't think many people noticed that. Let's take a look at the stats here, the first half. Look at the Nuggets. They even in defeat against Houston, they shot 51%, which no team does. 63% in the first half. Rodney Rogers, 6 of 7. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, 6 of 8. The rebounds are even. Nuggets keeping the turnovers down, and the play in the backcourt has really been divided evenly among Pack, Stith, Rauf, and Rose. Each of those players have played 12 minutes in the first half. So the Nuggets coming off 3 days rest, and also Dan Issel manipulating the bench extremely well. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf shining tonight. 12 points all in the second quarter in 12 minutes of play. Back with the second half in a moment.
Taco Cabana, we're cooking fresh for you.
We're new in town, but we've been serving real Tex-Mex for years.
All day, all night, we make it right. That's what we love to do.
We got our start down in San Antonio, Texas, so we know Tex-Mex. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You'll taste it in our nachos, enchiladas, world-famous sizzling fajitas, and in our wood-burning oven.
There is only one total body fitness machine that gives you a complete aerobic workout while stretching and toning all large muscles at the same time. This is it. There is only one fitness machine that is whisper quiet and totally non-impact. This is it. Call now to order your Health Rider or receive your free informational video and brochure.
The 95 Toyota Corolla is here. And we're so sure it beats the competition, you're invited to a Toyota test. Make the Corolla comparison. Compare the room, more than a Civic. Compare the power, more base horsepower than Saturn. And the all-around quality, that's a Toyota trademark. Test your Toyota dealer, and this deal gets even better. At $189 a month, you won't find a better value. Test the Corolla. Test the deal. Test it now. Nobody beats your Toyota dealer.
When you've got to get the gear, get to Guards. Guards has comfortable bike compression shorts from DuPont Sport Products. The official support short of the NBA, bike compression shorts are made of Lycra spandex, and nothing moves like Lycra. Bike shorts, only $16.99.
Gotta get it now!
Guard Sports has the widest selection of sporting goods and quality service. For bike compression shorts and more, one store has it all. So get to Guard Sports for the best sporting goods at the lowest prices.
Gotta get the Guards!
The second half of Denver Nuggets basketball is being brought to you by
Nuggets 62, the Bulls 56. High man for the Chicago Bulls, B.J. Armstrong with 13 points. Scottie Pippen has 12, the only Bulls in double figures. The Nuggets led by Rodney Rogers. Got that quick foul in the first quarter, then comes back with 11 points in the second period. 13 for Rogers, 12 for Raul. bench, averages around 36 points a game, got 32 off the bench in the first half, with Brian Williams and Dale Ellis each with 7, Jalen Rose with 6. Let's take a look at the Bulls' leading scorers. There are the 2 men in double figures, and the surprise, Greg Foster getting the start. Here's one of the free agent pickups, and he actually has more points than personal fouls in the first half. Harper got all 6 of his points in the first quarter, and Corey Blount, the second-year man out of Cincinnati who has been starting up front, has 6 points. The Nuggets with Rogers and Rauf leading the way, and Ellis and Williams are 3 of the 4 leading scorers are off the bench. We start the second half. The Nuggets come off a 40-point second period to turn a 12-point deficit around.
I had a hold of his arm. Corey Blount that time, and I don't know why Chicago's done that. Denver has hurt them when they play that front defense by getting the lob in. That time Corey got away with a little grab on Rodney Rogers.
Reggie Williams haven't seen him since the first quarter. 4 on the shot clock for 3. Rogers has already hit one from downtown. Nuggets have hit 4 of 5 3-pointers tonight. 4 different players have hit. Corey Blount. Well, Nuggets got a piece of that one. I think it was Rodney Rogers. Robert Pack returns after missing the Houston game, and he was sorely missed in that game. Try to up the tempo and make the Houston defense work. Brian Steph takes it inside on Harper, and Harper is now in trouble. He has just picked up his 3rd personal foul. He got off to the quick start, but it has been slowing down for Ron Harper.
Yeah, Ron Harper, not known as a defensive player, is a slap and reach kind of guy. He's going to gamble, kind of like Karl Malone, but he does it a lot more successfully. When you show that ball to try to reach in and slap it, that time Ron got caught on the arm, and Brian Stitt, a good free throw shooter, gets put 2 on the board.
Stitt played 43 minutes, scored 25 against Houston. The game before, 40 minutes and 22 points against Detroit. And that was after an hour's rest, after the arrival of his son, Brandon Marcel. Reaching over is Stitt, and he gets his first personal foul. But since the arrival, the birth of his son, Brian Stith has played inspired basketball. Nuggets lead it by 8. This has been their biggest lead of the game. Matches it. Late second from behind. Robert Pack gets the block. And now it's Stith. Harper stays in there with the 3 fouls. Nuggets unable to get anything going, so it's the half-court offense. Pack. 10 on the shot clock. Hot man is Rogers. Pack for 3. One-on-one on Reggie Williams, and he takes it by him, but cannot back, and goes off of Foster. Out of bounds. Good hustle by Foster, but he loses it.
Yeah, and I think they're going to call a foul on Foster over the back right here. Nice penetration. Reggie a little stiff from sitting so much the second quarter. Gets his hand in there enough to make Ron Harper miss the shot.
Minute and a half into the second half. Nuggets in Sacramento on Friday. A weird feeling for the Nuggets to play a home game. This is their 5th straight home game. Rogers with a tomahawk. 15 points for Rogers. He has 7 field goals and about 4 slams tonight. Nuggets now extend their lead to 10. Pippen hasn't gotten into the flow yet in the second half. 1-on-1 against Steph. Great matchup here. They hope from the top, and they turn it away as the 24-second clock goes off. So Brian Steph wins that one.
Man, I tell you what, that's some defense going against one of the best one-on-one players in the league. The ball gets on the floor. He'd already done enough, but no, he gets on the floor and gets it and saves it for his team.
Phil Jackson had one of those looks like, well, we've won 3 of the first 4 games of this spread.
Which is good.
And they'll be in Utah Friday. Rogers. Out of range for Matumbo, not out of range for Rogers. Armstrong weaving through traffic. He's trying to regroup. This is Armstrong from Duke. He has really draws a crowd. It could be on Harper helping out. Yes, so Harper, one of the potentially explosive backcourt men for the Bulls, looks to be taking himself out of the game.
Denver's offense not doing anything. Robert Pack decides to go ahead and penetrate. And when you do that, and you got guys underneath that can finish like Rodney Rogers, that's an offense in of itself.
Quick release from the foul line. Rogers will have one more. Well, Phil Jackson is staying with Ron Harper. 4 personal fouls. 8:50 to go in the third quarter. Phil Jackson.
Looked like he was asleep there for a second. I read that.
Maybe that's why he's staying with Ron.
You know, Rodney makes that free throw there. Watch the difference. Rodney that time on that free throw shoots it, stays on the line. The one he missed, he's already bailing out, moving backwards. And it's a teaching point for young kids. You want to stay on that line.
Some pressure by the Nuggets. A 10-second violation. Bulls unable to get it over in 10 seconds. And the Bulls have really fallen asleep. They got off to the quick start, led by 12 in the first half. Scottie Pippen trying to get some airtime. And no timeout has been called, so the Nuggets rush it in, trying to beat Pippen down. There's his man. Foster was holding Rogers. Rogers could not understand why he couldn't pull his arm free.
Rodney took it. They get the ball in quick right here. Get it to Reggie. No foul on Pippen, but he gets the pass off. Reggie Benson puts Foster down below, laying on top of Rodney Rogers.
Fourth foul on Foster. One-on-one now the other end. Stiff takes it in on Pippen. And beats him again. And the foul. First team all-defense last 3 years, Scottie Pippen. And a possible three-point play for Brian Stiff.
You know, even as quick as Scottie Pippen is right here, you got the no handshake. He's trying to find it, try not to get too much hand on there. Now it goes for the reach in. You know, even a great defensive player, as good as Scottie is, that's still, you know, it's tough when you're playing 6, 7, 8 years in the league using hands to now ask not to do that. It's a big adjustment.
11 points now for Stiff, and the Nuggets have their biggest lead. They've completely turned around the 12-point deficit to lead by the dozen. Phil Jackson staying with Foster and Harper, each with 4 personals. Another illegal defense is called on the Nuggets. That's their 4th of the game. And Dan Issel can take this a little calmly, up by 12. Dan Issel takes a look at Eddie Middleton playing the crowd, one of the veteran officials.
Dikembe, the one thing you can do defensively, and what they're always trying to do is isolate his man high away from the ball on the weak side of the ball, but they always got to have a guy with illegal offense. You can't have 3 guys up. There's always a guy in the corner. Well, you've got to make that switch quick, guard the man in the corner, and you stay down where you can block some shots.
Tony Kukoc is back on. He has been virtually invisible tonight. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Backing in is Pippen. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Stiff knocks it away. Harper forces from 3. And that's the first field goal for Harper since early in the first quarter. The Bulls looking for anything to get ignited. That could be it. Harper overplaying, but at the last moment remembered he had the 4 fouls. Foster tries to call a time as he's falling out of bounds, but Eddie Middleton helps him out, says he was forced out. So here's an opportunity now for the Bulls.
That's an old ABA rule. They changed that a couple years ago. You can't be forced out.
What was his call? There's no foul. There's no timeout.
ABA flashback.
Eddie Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. They're going to count it. It looked like Foster interfered with the ball on the rim. Instead, they're going to give Foster the basket and the foul on Mutombo.
You can't touch the ball if the ball is any glad you get away with the foul. Watch where the ball is
on the rim.
The ball's touching the rim. That's an offensive goal kick.
So instead of giving the Nuggets the ball, the Bulls with a chance to put up 3.
We've been called a lot of things.
Whippersnappers. Dreamers.
Prosperous?
Never.
So-and-so.
Book deal.
Or the movie deal hit.
We remember 2 things.
Call Everybody Collect.
And
know the code.
Yeah.
Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It costs less than 1-800-COLLECT.
Always.
Now the people we call
might call us
thrifty.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
your true voice.
What do you need to fall in love again? It's different out here. Norwegian Cruise Line.
It's Knockout Ninja Saturday on Denver's 2. 6 hours of kicks, lifts, and dirty tricks. First at 10, Michael Dudikoff has no gripes, only stars and stripes. He's the American Ninja.
He possessed great skills.
Then at noon, American Ninja 3. And at 2, no more Mr. Nice Ninja, American Ninja 4. Kickoff begins Saturday at 10 a.m. on Denver's 2.
Tonight's the last chance you could order the Nuggets 14-game fan plan, which is really a terrific sampling of some of the opponents the Nuggets faced this year, including Shaquille O'Neal in Orlando and Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns. Especially if you can't go for that full season ticket, this is the way to go. And tonight's the last opportunity you have in acquiring the 14-game fan plan. There's the number to call. Count executives are standing by. 575-1900 is the number. And Foster makes it a 3-point play. And the Chicago Bulls showing some signs of life. 7 minutes still to go in the third. Pack, Mutombo can't hold on. And the Bulls now have a chance to cut it down to 3. And you see a little more in the step of the Chicago Bulls. Harper. 9 straight points for the Bulls. The Nuggets have lost it. And it may be time for Dan Issel to go back to the bench. The bench has been the story for Denver tonight. Nuggets led by 12. It's now 3. It's a little hesitant on offense. 6 seconds to shoot. Rodgers with the drive with the left hand in with the foul. Rodney Rogers bailing out the Nuggets. And he's looking for his 19th point, and that's the 3rd personal foul on Pippen.
Watch how strong this move is to the baseline. Little fake hesitation, goes there. He's dunking it if he doesn't get that little bitty push right there. And that's a strong move by a strong man right there. Gets behind Pippen. Foster a little late to get over there and help, and Rodney actually stubbed his toe a little bit on that one.
3-point play for Rodney Rogers. Pippen, they say, has 2 personal fouls, but he goes to the bench. Oh, no, he stays on the floor. And now the 4 top guns of the Bulls are on the court. That's not one of them, but he still hits. From the outside, he has been on the money. Greg Foster, surprise starter here tonight. But the Bulls now have Pippen and Kukoc up front with Harper and Armstrong in the backcourt. It's a 4-point Nugget lead. 6 minutes on to those left in the 3rd quarter. Pack makes the fake, cuts inside, takes on Harper, but misses. And now the Bulls on the run. They sense the comeback. Armstrong for 3. Back the other way come the Nuggets. Robert Pack takes a long look. And the Bulls are getting back defensively, not allowing the Nuggets to break. Pack is open. Pippen can't hold on. Oh, they say it's off of Rodgers and out of bounds. Dan Issel from the other end of the court says he saw Pippen touch it last.
Well, a lot of officials, what they'll do on a foul that has no meaning, instead of calling the foul, question of whether you could have actually called that on Rodney. They give them the ball anyway.
Dan with that 20/20 vision. Kukoc, open man. Pippen for the moment. Harper is more open. Ripped down by Robert Pack. And now Pack pushes it past Pippen. Pack into the hands of Stith. And he gets 3 Bulls collapsing on him. But a travel is called on Brian Stith, and that brings the house down.
Brian Stith taking the ball to the basket hard. A little head fake right there. Dan Issel really unsaid. Nice penetration again. Watch the feet. Dribble. Got a knee in the rear end right there.
He got pushed by Kukoc.
That's a questionable call. Kukoc knees him in the rear. Pushed him off balance. Still looked like he kept his pivot foot down.
73-69. Nuggets hanging on to the lead. The bump by Pippen. And Pippen will get nailed on this one. Third personal foul on Pippen, and now he is upset.
Scottie Pippen. Ron Harper actually tried to call Scottie Pippen down that time. Scottie's going right at Eddie Middleton, and you know some younger officials wouldn't take that. But watch the left arm right there, and Scottie right there. Kind of leans his shoulder in, pushes Reggie off. That's a good call.
Gets that elbow out there. 4.5 left in the third, and that is number 5 on Ron Harper. Phil Jackson takes the gamble and loses. Still 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, unless can the Chicago bench be unaware that Harper had 4 personal fouls? Well, now he walks to the bench just as he started to get reheated. 11 points for Harper.
You know, that might be also a coach with a guy who struggled for the most part of the year. Had a good game last night in L.A. Trying to keep going. He hit a 3. He's got things going. He's not giving us anything anyway. Let's keep him in, see if he can get by without getting that 5th one.
Well, Phil Jackson, a kind of I do it my way guy. And you can't argue with him. 3 world championships.
Kind of reminds me of a 6'10" year.
Yeah. Somebody else once mentioned that to me. 75-69 Nuggets. Kukoc sets it for Armstrong. That was Wellington who tried. Saved by Kukoc. Wellington with Nuggets scrambling all over the place. Pippen in traffic. And he completes it. 14 points for Scottie Pippen. Nuggets lead is 4. There's the time remaining in the third. Pack and Rauf now in the backcourt. Rauf over Kerr. And the tip-in with 2 hands. Brian Williams looked like he was playing a little volleyball there. The double team on Pippen. Nuggets put on the squeeze. Pippen regains. Still hounded by 2 Nuggets. Wellington. Oh, blocked by Williams, and a jump ball is called.
Man. Oh, man. The Denver Nuggets now are picking up their defense. They're scrambling all over the court. Little penetration. Nice pass. Watch Brian Williams. That's all ball. That's a good call. That's rewarding good defense. And Brian Williams getting a little excited.
And now he will jump against Wellington, and Williams completes the task. Robert Pack pushing the pace. This will be against Rodney Rogers trying to scramble to get the ball back.
You know, if Robert Pack has a weakness, it's his left hand or lack of a left hand. And every turnover he has, it seems like, when it's not a pass, is him trying to do so much with the right hand, trying to fake it to the left. That time, it's like he's trying to cross it, but he's holding it in one hand, hits off the knee.
Dale Ellis has replaced Reggie Williams. 3:15 left in the third quarter. 77-71 Nuggets. Illegal defense on Denver. There's that number 5. Dan Issel could only give you that slow shake, waiting for his team to understand the concept of the new rules. Nuggets have really been hit every game. It's about 4 or 5, 6 illegal defenses, and that's how many free shots from the foul line.
The thing that either the players or the officials are misunderstanding is once you come out of a double team, you're allowed to come back towards your man or to the open man. And sometimes as you come out of a double team, you may run to an area there's no man, and you're running to find a man, and they're calling the illegal.
And the handshake. Robert Pack is saying, listen, I had my arm bent, but I think he also had his hand on the B.J. Armstrong.
Eddie Middleton explained to half, if the guy is facing to you, no part of your hand can be touching. You can use the forearm. He said guys are trying to reach in and use the back of the palm, but that's still hand. But when you're facing, you're not able to put any hand at all on the guy.
3 minutes left in the third. Kerr versus Rauf. 8 seconds to shoot. Kukoc with the move. Rogers has another. So Rodney Rogers, who is primed from the floor tonight, the Nuggets high man with 19, but he just gets lassoed with his 4th personal foul. Timeout at the sold-out McNichols Arena.
Canada. It's a land like no other, with a beer like no other. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder. It's smooth as ice. Molson Ice, from the land where ice was born.
Want to hear Bally's best offer of the year? Call 1-800-WORKOUT now. Showing beautiful bodies in bathing suits in November isn't fair, but we want to tell you Bally's is bringing back the best offer of the year. An offer so great you'll have to call now to hear it. Just imagine working out with cool stuff like Slide Reebok and start dialing, because while we considered other ways to get you to call,
Call now, yes, now.
we felt this was the most attractive. To hear the best offer of the year, call Bally's Holiday Health Club now at 1-800-WORKOUT. Reebok footwear and apparel available at Foot Action.
Is that Johnson's team behind us?
Exactly.
Are they members of Hertz #1 Club Gold? Exactly. Are we members of Hertz #1? Not exactly.
So thanks to Hertz, they're going to get to the meeting on time.
And we'll be late? So exactly what will I tell the boss?
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz, and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one. And then a dog in the cargo hold 8 hour presentation.
Is he buying it?
Not exactly.
First 10,000 fans at the Nuggets Pacer game on December 27th will get a free LaFonso Ellis poster. The Nuggets poster series brought to you by KYGO and Conoco, the hottest brand going. Well, the Fonz may be gone this season, but not forgotten, and you could have that smiling face up on your wall. And reports that the surgery Tuesday was successful. We wish the Fonz all the best. We will miss him. Look forward to seeing him at the games this year.
You look at Tony Kukoc, I guarantee you there's more tattoos in the NBA this year than there are in most motorcycle gangs.
And that's not including Dennis Rodman right now, because he's on the leave of absence. This is a call against Pippen. So Scottie Pippen gets number 4. And the Bulls holding it together with the exit of Michael Jordan, and this year with the exit of Horace Grant and Bill Cartwright and Scotty Williams. And it's a whole new look for the Chicago Bulls and a whole new approach. Phil Jackson says you kind of look forward a little bit after 3 championships of now being the upstarts, go out and surprise people. And it's fun to see a team kind of grow together and come together, and that's what Phil Jackson is looking for this year. Nobody really picks the Bulls to go all the way, but Scottie Pippen is the man in the middle, and without him there, this Bulls team all of a sudden can fall to the wayside. So he is 4 personal fouls. Bushler in trouble. Again, the Nuggets pressing defensively. 6 seconds to shoot. And Kukoc wheels. Only his 2nd field goal tonight.
pretty move. The knock on Kukoc last year was he's still kind of a European-style player. That had an NBA written all over that move.
Pack the quick step. Hammonds trying to hold on, and he cannot. 2 minutes left in the third. The Bulls with the basket here, tie it up. Wide open, Buechler looks for three for the lead. And the Chicago Bulls have wiped out a 12-point deficit with role players all over the place. 78-77, and Dan Issel calls for a 20-second timeout.
You know, it's funny how people can do this. A pass to Buechler over in the corner. And what you don't see right there, and it's a good three, good shot, takes his time, but he is in front of the line, is able to back up behind the line, and never puts the ball on the ground. You know, back when I was taught how to play, that was, you know, they call it traveling. I mean, why not, you know, catch the ball here on the post? Well, I want to be in the middle of the lane. Why can't you just take 2 steps in the middle lane and then shoot?
I think that's one of the new rules, Scott.
Oh, I missed
when you're wide open, when there's nobody within 20 feet of you, and you're right near that three-point line. Well, Dan Issel's watching the seesaw act. The Nuggets had wiped out a 12-point deficit, and now the Bulls have done the same thing. Rauf cold here in this third quarter after hitting everything in the first half. A rest now for Scottie Pippen. 4 fouls, 14 points. Kukoc whips it inside to Wennington.
That's a great play. Get it to the weak side. You got guards setting back picks. A little guard, if you're defensive, you got to step up and bump that guy. Wennington, great play, great execution.
And our stat master, Gary Canaster, informs us it's a streak now of 9 straight points for the Bulls. And now the Nuggets look flustered. Pack a force, but he gets the roll. Only the third field goal for Pack. 9 points tonight. 80-79, Bulls by 1 inside the final minute of the third quarter. The penetration by Armstrong, Kerr, and that is his specialty. They find him wide open, and he plays the role. First field goal for Kerr. Back takes a look over Armstrong. Dale Ellis hounded by Buechler. 8 seconds to shoot. Pack on the go is Ellis, and he is fouled. Wennington picks it up, gets his second personal, and Ellis will move to the foul line. Check out the scoreboard, the final 19 seconds here. Well, the Chief goes back to Boston, but is disappointed tonight. Miami beats Cleveland. The Pistons now 6-4. Also, Orlando deals Houston their second straight defeat. Atlanta wins in Minnesota, and Portland by 1 in the fourth quarter in San Antonio. Utah becoming a hot ball club, and the Clippers still looking for their first win. And this one is that one's over in a hurry.
You know, Portland kind of struggled in the preseason. They're at 6-3 right now. They're playing pretty good basketball. I had a chance to watch them in that win last night against Houston, and they got it going on a little bit.
Bulls by 1. Bulls with the last shot of the third quarter. Myers back on. Kukoc checks the clock. 6 seconds, more than enough time, and he finger rolls. And while he did it, he was looking in different directions to see if he had another option. Rauf at the buzzer. Well, the Denver Nuggets led by 6 points going into the third, and they come out having relinquished one's 12-point lead at the end of 3. It's Chicago 84 and Denver 81.
Flies to more cities in Mexico than any other U.S. airline. It's more airline for your money.
Who sliced it fresh, don't you know?
Simply Blimpie for Fresh Slice Slub.
Slub? What's a slub? Never wimpy, never wimpy.
At Blimpie, we use only fresh sliced meats and cheeses in our subs. That's why you can say...
Simply Blimpies for fresh slug slice. Simply Blimpie. I can't say.
You know, a lot of people ask me what the LA stands for. Low altitude? I don't think so. Laid back attitude? No way. Los Angeles? Man, get real.
Logo Athletic, official NBA licensed product.
Here's a look at the game summary brought to you by the Colorado Lottery. Tonight's Lotto jackpot, $10 million. Well, going into the fourth, the Bulls in foul trouble. Pippen has 4, Harper has 5, Foster with 4. Nuggets had the big first half, 62 points, and come back with 19 points in the third quarter. Nuggets scored 40 in the second and outscored by the Bulls 30-19 in the third quarter, and are now in a little bit of hot water that they have to dig out. That's a quarter that they've been having difficulty with.
Yeah.
The third period coming out at halftime.
Yeah, they had a tough time with it last year, too. It's kind of a history thing now. They were going to give the ball to Denver, and Chicago sitting there saying, hey, it's supposed to be our ball.
Nuggets start with Rauf and Rose at the guards, Mutombo at center, and Ellis and Rogers at the forwards. And there you see the inconsistency, the roller coaster of the Nuggets. 22 in the first, up to 40, and then down to 19 points in the third. Rejection by Mutombo. Rauf, can he pick up the hot shooting? Cross court to Ellis on the fly. And that picks up everybody here at sold-out McNichols Arena. The assist to Rauf, the bucket to Ellis. It's a one-point game. Wennington in the middle. Kerr and Myers in the backcourt. Bushler and Kukoc up front. Kukoc for 3. And it is Wennington picking up a little garbage inside. And now this is a lineup you would think the Nuggets could take advantage of. The whole bench on the floor for the Bulls. The big name is Kukoc. And the rest are basically retread players trying to find a home with Chicago. Rodney Rogers, a soft touch. 21 points to lead all scorers.
You know, Denver's got to be smart. The guy out there that can do a lot of damage on the Denver Nuggets side is Rodney Rogers.
Kerr darts in and he gets the step, and he is a sure shot. Bulls again by 3. Minute and a half gone by in the fourth quarter. Rodney Rogers coming off his season low of 6 points in a foul-prone game against Houston. And hits 20 for the 4th time this year. Ellis walks right in and is fouled. Well, he's the king of the three-pointers, but not that kind of three-pointer.
I tell you what, Dale Ellis does it from the outside. Sometimes, though, to get him to respect you, you got to put it on the floor. Foul strong enough to get it to the hole. You know, Dale Ellis, at one time when he came out of Tennessee, was a very good defender and known for his strength. And that time, putting the ball on the floor gets hacked.
So the Nuggets trying to make a move. Phil Jackson makes his move. Scottie Pippen is back on, gets that brief rest. And Ellis does complete that roundabout three-point play. 14 tonight for Ellis. 41 points off the bench for the Nuggets. And we're all tied at 88. Wennington outside. Rogers got just a piece of that. Right into the hands of Mutombo. Well, he thought he was a point guard for a moment. Now he finds the point guard. Rauf, Kerr goes down. That basket will not count. Instead, a foul is called. It's on Mutombo. Dikembe gets his 4th personal foul and takes away 2 points from the Nuggets' cause.
Steve Kerr's left. They're asking if he's okay, and he's just shaking his head. A little acting going on by Kerr, but whatever you got to do to get the foul. Dikembe, kind of an unhappy camper right now.
Center step by Pippen and the turnaround. Rogers cuts Pippen off, and he is on the way. Now looks for help. Rose and Raouf, two guards who could both handle the ball. Bushler almost knocks Rose over.
How many times are you going to see guys this year after they're called a foul going to the official? I only hit him with my forearm.
The forearm blast. Corey Blount is in. 9.5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Nuggets trying to untie this one. Raouf gets the step on the run. And Wennington holding Mutombo with one arm. Here's Steve Kerr back at the other end. Give and go. Rejected by Mutombo. Blunt, no. Rogers rips it away. Busks out of the pack. Shovels it over to Ellis. Crowd is standing for the hustle of the Denver Nuggets. Raouf working on Kerr. Oh, Ellis could not hold on. He was already looking for that three-point shot. Myers being picked up by Mutombo, so Wennington now gets into position, guarded by Rose on the mismatch. Myers wants to go at Mutombo. Meanwhile, they're now down to just 5 seconds to shoot. Forced by Pippen with the foul. Rodney Rogers falling in the Pippen. And falling in to number 5.
The Nuggets have done a bad job on all screen rubs. Look at Rodney. He should already be out there. Scotty gets him in the air. You can actually see him lower his shoulder into Rodney, but they're going to call that on Rogers every single time. But the whole offensive scheme is Chicago or pick and rolls, double team screens down on the guy coming up, and the Nuggets have struggled all year really stopping the pick and roll. You've got to get out there to the guy with the ball early, do your work early, and not let him get a chance to get you up in the air and get the fouls. Here we go.
Denison was going to insert Brian Williams for foul-plagued Rodney Rogers, but he is decided otherwise. Williams sits back down. Rogers stays on there as Pippen connects on the 2 shots. 16 for Pippen, and the Bulls reclaim the lead. Raouf works it up. He's in the backcourt with Rose, but it's Raouf who handles the ball. One-on-one. Rogers against Blount. He makes the move, twisting and turning and drawing the foul. I think Dan felt that he may at least want to get one more offensive thrust by Rogers before he might take him out. So Rogers does get to the foul line, and Blount, no match for 6'7", 255-pound Rodney Rogers. Nuggets' second leading scorer coming into this game at 18 points per, just a point behind Robert Pack. And he lofts that one up quickly. 2 of 4 from the foul line tonight.
One goes.
Rogers hitting at 58% from the field coming in. It actually was even better. He was leading the league close to 70%, but had gone cold his last couple of games. Not cold tonight. 9 of 12 from the floor. 22 tonight for Rogers, and it's a 1-point game. Bulls have won 3 of 4 on the road. This is the 5th of a 6-game road trip. Kerr. Ellis may have gotten a piece of that one. The Nuggets rubbing it up. Raouf picked up by Pippen, and this is going to go against Denver, against Mutombo. He has his 5th personal foul.
That foul is called somehow in transition. Wennington getting in front of Dikembe. Jimmy Clark, the official, saying Dikembe pushed him out of the way. Really tough to see the call.
Yeah, maybe that's what Denison was waiting for with Brian Williams. So Mutombo goes to the bench with 8 minutes still to go, muttering to himself. He does not have a field goal tonight. 1 foul shot, 7 rebounds, a handful of blocked shots.
Watch the transition. Watch the top of the screen behind Mahmoud. Dikembe. Oh, nice act, Bill. Bill Wennington gets a little bump. Bumping is part of the NBA. That happens all the time. Bill gets the bump and does the Lambeer, and then Dikembe says something in one of his 6 languages he speaks to make Jimmy Clark mad. And of course, he takes the bad and makes it worse by calling it technical.
Kerr doesn't miss too many from the foul line. So it's a 2-point lead for Chicago. The Bulls now feel it. If they could come in here and steal this one for the Nuggets. The Bulls were down by 12 early in the third quarter. Pippen toes the three-point line, and he's got it. 19 points now for Scottie Pippen, and you can tell on his face that now's the time the Bulls, they turn it up for 8 minutes. They can make it 4 or 5 on this road trip heading to Utah Friday. Rodgers is in there, and he takes the bump from Wellington. He was just setting for the bump, knew it was coming. Third foul on Wellington, and Rodgers back to the foul line.
It's amazing that the Nuggets offense is stand still in about 10 seconds. Great body control. Wellington, that's almost a flagrant, just flying in there trying to make contact. Doesn't do it with his arms, does it with the 38 waist on top of Rodney. But the Nuggets offensively aren't doing anything. They're standing around, they're walking the ball up the court, and they're playing into a team that has been known to be a pretty good defensive team. You've got to get them spread out. You've got to get a guy. I'm still looking for a guy tonight in a white jersey to set a screen.
Maybe a lane violation.
Brian Williams.
So take that foul shot away. And right now a descending spiral for the Nuggets. 94-90, the Bulls, with 7.5 minutes still to go in the fourth quarter. 23 points for Rodney Rodgers. Pippen putting it in his hands. Blount. George Tolliver makes this call.
George Tolliver is the second time he's made this call, and he starts running down the other end of the court, and everybody on the floor thinks it's offensive. That time, Dale Ellis did something that once in a while you have to do. You have to run through a screen to let a guy know what you're going to do.
Third foul on Ellis. Brian Williams now on the switch against Pippen. The steal by Rodgers. Here the Nuggets on the run. Rose, nice grab in the bucket. He doesn't get the foul, though. That's a great catch. Jalen Rose extending as far as he could. Perhaps that could ignite the Nuggets. It has ignited the fans. Bulls by 2. Inside 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Blount takes it in on Rodgers, who had the 5. And Wellington, a nice shooter from the outside. Fourth field goal. 8 points for Wellington. Doing a good job off the bench. Ellis has a 3 blocked by Pippen and then holds Pippen trying to come back out the other way. So it's foul number 4 on Dale Ellis. And a timeout taken by the Bulls. 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Dan Issel's Nuggets have lost 2 straight at home, and they trail by 4 with time ticking away.
It could only come from here, Canada, the home of ice. Molson Ice. Ice brewed by North America's oldest brewery to be colder and bolder. Yet smooth as ice. Molson Ice. From the land where ice was born.
Now that the PageMaster is here, people of all ages want to recreate the experience.
Future need adventure! Danger! Fantasy! Uh-oh! Horror! Romance! Comedy! And one more thing!
Yes, now at Pizza Hut, get the PageMaster Meal Deal. One of 4 PageMaster games, plus a large 2-topping pizza, 2-liter Pepsi, breadsticks, and more. All for just $12.99.
Wait! Didn't show me your library card.
The timing is the big question. Here comes the cold air. Here comes the moisture ahead of this. Couple of 3 inches downtown, 4 to 6 inches in the mountains. We do actually have some activity taking place now. There is a change in the weather. It depends on what part of the state you live in. Probably on the order of 2 to 6 inches.
Because weather matters wherever you live. Turn to fast, reliable winter storm coverage. Coverage you can use. Al Fogelman Weather. Only on Channel 2 News. Denver's first and only 9 o'clock news.
Once again, a reminder, last opportunity to find out some information in order of the 14-game fan plan. A nice sampling of the NBA. Nuggets against the league includes games with Orlando and Phoenix. There's a number to call. Account executives are standing by. This is the last day that the 14-game fan plan will be available. 575-1900 is the number to call. Not a happy camper. Mutombo, 5 personal fouls. And the Nuggets are being out-hustled on the hustle board and the scoreboard by the visiting Bulls, who are trying to win their 5th game of 7 on the road this year. The extended finger roll by Scottie Pippen. 21 points for Pippen. And the Bulls' lead now extends to 6. Raouf, quick shot. Nothing but net. 14 for Raouf, and that's his first basket since that explosive second quarter when he had scored 12 points. 98-94 Bulls. Now Kukoc is on the floor, along with Armstrong and Pippen, Kerr and Wennington. Kukoc for 3, way short. Robert Pack pushes the pace. He has Rogers. Rodney Rogers. Oh, Pippen from behind. The block and a sensational save. The play of the night for the Bulls. Instead of a 2-point lead, the Bulls now can open it up to 6, maybe 7. There's Kukoc. He walks inside for the fadeaway. Ripped down by Brian Williams. 5:20 left, the clock ticking in this 4th quarter. Raouf into the hands of Ellis. He flicks the wrist way off the mark. It goes off of Wennington and out of bounds, so the Nuggets retain possession. Scottie Pippen showing you why he is all-defense first team the last 3 years.
Nice bounce pass right there. Rodney goes up, tries to duck, and that's exactly how they teach you to block a shot on transition. Go over with your right hand on that left side, and if you miss it, you don't foul.
Nuggets get another chance. Raouf, fade away. He has warmed up at the right time. Nuggets knocking at the door. Mutombo getting ready to check in for Denver. Kukoc outside, picked up by Williams. Pippen wants the ball against Reggie Williams. Gets the double team, ducks inside for the reverse. Scottie Pippen now, knowing it's coming down to 4.5 minutes, looking to take over.
When you know your double team's coming from the top, the middle, you never let your guy go baseline.
Raouf off the mark. And it will stay here, says George Tolliver. Comes out of the pack to nail Bill Wennington on the foul. 4th on Bill Wennington, former teammate of Chris Mullin at St. John's. And towing the foul line is Brian Williams, which means Dikembe Mutombo will have to wait before he comes in. Williams has hit only 3 of his 6 foul shots tonight, but this has no question been the longest and most effective stint of Brian Williams this year, only the 3rd game he has played. Greg Foster replaces Wennington, and Phil Jackson getting a pretty good game out of his centers, Foster and Wennington. Will Perdue out tonight. Broke his nose last night in Los Angeles.
Which might have been the best thing to happen to Chicago.
Again, it's a 2-point game. Williams, first time this year in double figures, 11 points. Kukoc drives left. And he takes a little bit of a shove and a bump, and that is good night for Rodney Rogers. He is disqualified and fouled out for the 2nd game in a row. I believe it was on Rogers. No, they give it on Reggie Williams. And they have Rogers for only 4. So I'm a little off the mark there. Starting outside, Armstrong. Kukoc makes the fake. Armstrong is open. It doesn't go. And here come the Nuggets. Raouf, the stutter step, the spin, the release. And Pippen back the other way. Still loose. Kerr grabs it. Back to Pippen downtown. Makes the fake. Foster's been hitting the outside shot, but not there when it counts. Instead of a 4-point Bulls lead, the Nuggets could tie it. Pack stops and pops and hits. All knotted at the century mark. And Phil Jackson calls a timeout. And what a swing that was. Armstrong's ball bounced and bounced around. It may have been a 3-point shot. Instead, the Nuggets have knotted it at 100.
The all-new Toyota Tercel is here. And we're so sure it beats the competition, you're invited to a Toyota test. Make the Tercel comparison. Totally redesigned for 95. There's more power than the Escort LX. More features standard for even better value. But wait, it gets better. Tercel's starting price is outstanding for all-around value. Test the Tercel. Test the deal. Test it now. Nobody beats your Toyota dealer.
I'm a claims adjuster, and I chose US West Cellular because they've got Mobile Link. It covers you in cities across North America. I've seen people's lives change by fires, floods, tornadoes, and I've got to be sure that my cellular phone works right wherever I go, and with Mobile Link I am. I get 24-hour customer service, calls are easy to make, easy to receive. It helps me put people's lives back together again, and to check and see if everything's okay back home.
Shaquille, Barkley, Kemp, Mutombo. The Nuggets 14-game fan plan. Your only chance to see the big-time stars of the NBA. 3 plans to choose from starting at just $175. Get in the game now with a 14-game fan plan. Call 893-6700.
A reminder, you can pick up your Treat Seats coupon in Food Avenue, your local Target store. You get $2 off tickets for the Nuggets against the Spurs on the 21st of December or other selected games. All right, they're roughing it up now at McNichols Arena, 17,171. It is a sellout, the 7th straight of the new season. And this game begins with 3:20 left, 100-100. And the crowd getting deafening. One-on-one Pippen against Mutombo. And the block. The Nuggets off and running. Raouf darts inside. The trailer is Rodgers. And he does not make it to the hoop because he is clobbered trying to get there. And Phil Jackson is now upset in this seesaw ball game that is now seeing the Nuggets come back.
You know, that can almost be called goaltending right there, but I think the rule is if the ball's already tapped, Rodney Rodgers goes hard. Steve Kerr with the grab. Go back to block. See right there, Mahmoud. Actually, no, Mahmoud may not have touched it. Gotta look for that ball. Even if it's loose and falling out, if no one's touched it, the ball is above the rim and coming down from its peak. And Rodney misses the first one.
Nuggets have done a terrific job on the foul line this year. But Rodgers tonight, 4 of 7. And that's enough to give the Nuggets the lead again. The 12th time the lead has changed. Nuggets now battle back after trailing by 6 in this quarter. Reggie Williams scrambling all over Pippen. That's the 4th foul on Williams. And it's the Nuggets' 15 foul. Both teams are in the bonus. And Scottie Pippen will have a couple of shots.
You got a great player like Pippen. It's tough to stop him or slow him down. So what you try to do is keep him from getting the ball and getting opportunity to score. That time Reggie guarding him. As Pippen makes his break towards the post to post up, he's got to beat him there. He's got to have a cushion between him and Scottie so as not to get behind him and get the foul.
All right, what's Phil Jackson's thinking there? Takes out Kukoc, puts in Blau.
Made a bad move.
We'll find out. The Bulls seesaw in front. 25 now for Pippen.
That move is pure defense, so Blount a little better on the outside.
Pack the release. Mutombo finds Reggie Williams. Blount pushing off Rodgers, muscles it away. Saves it to Pack. Pack fires Rogers. Nuggets banging the boards. Williams off balance. Nuggets forcing then a reset of the shot clock. Here's Kerr for three, and that is a killer. Instead of the Nuggets taking the lead, Kerr puts the Bulls calmly up by 4 with 2:19 left and a timeout for the Denver Nuggets.
Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer.
What? Nothing?
Brewed light for less of what you don't.
All right. Who's the...
Here, Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
Who are you? Light ice guy. Huh.
You all right, boy?
But he can't see.
Some get it, some don't.
Hey, are you from heaven?
No, Milwaukee.
Wow.
Taco Cabana, we're cooking fresh for you.
We're new in town, but we've been serving real Tex-Mex for years.
All day, all night, we make it right. That's what we love to do.
We got our start down in San Antonio, Texas, so we know Tex-Mex. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You'll taste it in our nachos, enchiladas, world-famous sizzling fajitas, and in our wood-burning oven chicken flambiante.
So come on, everyone, Taco Cabana.
You'll love our approach at the Stouffer Renaissance Hotel. Free transportation to and from the airport, luxurious accommodations, gourmet dining, flexible meeting space, and just 15 minutes from downtown. Stouffer Renaissance Hotel, still the quality choice. Call 1-800-HOTELS-1.
With the Pagemaster games from Pizza Hut, you can relive the fun of the Pagemaster, the adventure, the fantasy, the horror, and get the large pizza, the Pepsi, breadsticks, and more. The Pagemaster meal deal for just $12.99. Be careful when you open it.
And here's tonight's AT&T long-distance shot of the game, and we don't have to roll that tape back too far, do we? Steve Kerr stops, he pops, swish. The long-distance shot of the game brought to you by AT&T and Steve Kerr. And it gives the Bulls a 4-point lead. 2:15 left in the ball game. Rauf looking for a two-man game with Rodney Rogers, and now illegal defense is called on Chicago.
That time Wennington had Dikembe's shoes on. Had about half a foot over the line, but that's only the Bulls' first one.
So Denver will have it out. 2:07 remaining, and down to the wire this one comes. Nuggets have lost 2 straight at home, by 2 to Detroit. And then by 8 to Houston. That's the worst defeat of the season. Rodney Rogers rocks the rim and rocks McNichols. 26 for Rogers, and it's a 2-point game. Inside 2 to go. Armstrong and Pack. Pippen wants it now. Knocked away by Williams. Away from the ball. He looked to be screened by Bill Wennington. George Tolliver makes that call, and from his angle, that's a tough one to see. Tough to detect from where Tolliver was positioned.
Reggie, legal defense, got the forearm. That's all ball right there. The whistle had already blown. Tough call. Watch the hands. Reggie did a good job fighting. Forearm, you can do that. Forearm, that's all ball. And yet Scottie Pippen's going to the free throw line with 2 free throws.
The referee was just in the wrong position to make that call. Saw it from a bad perspective.
You know, one question I've already had, if you don't actually see the foul, because there was not one there, so what do you see? How do you make the call?
Well, from his perspective, he saw the swipe and the ball knocked loose, and he thought that Williams hit him. So the Bulls again by 4, down to 90 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Rogers against Pippen, gets him hung up in the air, gets the foul, and gets the bounce.
Oh, man. Oh, I elbowed you. I got excited.
You got the foul.
What a move right there. Same play. Just trying to get the foul, get it up. Watch the touch. I don't know what Scotty said. I didn't touch him. Scotty got one a while ago. in the air. They're going to call it to you every time, especially if you're leaning a little bit. What a huge, huge basket by Rodney Rogers.
Raouf comes out for Stiff with 1:22 to go. He's looking for a career high. He's had 28 already in a game this year, and there it is. But more importantly, it brings the Nuggets to within 1 point. Which team will have the happy Thanksgiving? Pippen one-on-one on Rogers. 6 seconds to shoot. Pippen, many ways to get the shot off. Nuggets on the run. A basket, they have the lead. Robert Pack to Rogers. He rocks the rim. And the Nuggets have forged in front. Man. Rodney Rogers zooms over the 30 mark, and we'll be back for the final 52 seconds.
Report!
They've got trucks all over the city, and they're more, leaving every minute.
What? What about ours?
They haven't left yet.
While Denver's #2 paper brags about their early morning arrival, the Rocky Mountain News is beating them to the streets with guaranteed 5:45 a.m. delivery, so you can get a jump on the news every day.
Incoming!
The Rocky Mountain News. The right size, the right time, at the right price. Buy Sunday and get the other 6 days free. Call 892-NEWS for details.
To discover the real difference between the world's 2 leading soft drinks, we're implementing an anthropological study. Chimp A will be allowed nothing but Coke. Chimp B, nothing but Pepsi. The results are astounding. The chimp that drank Coke showed improvement in motor skills. The chimp that drank Pepsi, however, disappeared.
Hello? It's him.
Next summer, from July 21st through the 30th, Colorado will be the home of the U.S. Olympic Festival. 95 Festival will showcase our country's best athletes as they prepare for the 96 Olympics in Atlanta. Performances in 37 different sports will occur in Denver, Colorado Springs, and Boulder. Well, this place is rocking, and it was ignited by Rodney Rogers. He has scored 5 straight points in the last 50 seconds to turn this one around. Nuggets trailed 107-103 with 1:40 to go. And now lead by 1.
There's the finish, but what you didn't see was good defense on Pippen, the rebound, and still got out and finished the break.
50 seconds left, and now Chicago has to work from behind. Armstrong and Pack. 10 seconds to shoot. Pippen versus Rogers. And Pippen drills the line drive jumper. 29 for Pippen, and the Bulls by 1. And now it's Dan Issel's time to call a timeout to talk it over. There is the arithmetic. We'll be back.
Gotta get a gift? For the widest selection with quality service, get to Guard Sports. You'll find low prices on gifts for everyone. Get TurnTech Tundra hiking boots. These practical trail-friendly trekking boots support you with steel shanks, only $39.99.
Gotta get it now!
Get some TurnTech Tierra hiking boots, ideal for day hiking, casual wear, or back to school, only $19.99. One store has it all, the widest selection, quality service, and low prices. Guards.
Gotta get the Guards!
A person who is attracted to the color blue. You are truly in tune with your inner self. You are driven by challenges. And like taking calculated risks, you are also...
With 100 of America's best-rated trails, terrain that's naturally divided, and new snowcat skiing into Copper Bowl, Copper Mountain is everything you've ever dreamed about.
Even as a child, you always had to have things your way.
Copper Mountain, Colorado's perfect ski mountain, now with another new high-speed quad.
Tonight's Pepsi big slam of the game. And it happened moments ago. Nuggets were trailing by 1. Robert Pack, the setup. gift wrap to Rodney Rogers, and he brought the house down, almost brought the rim down with a Pepsi big slam of the game. But right now they need another one. 31 points, the most points ever scored by Rodney Rogers in his young professional career in his second season out of Wake Forest. But right now it's the Nuggets who try to come from behind.
Think back to last year, how many people were not on the Rodney Rogers bandwagon. That sure has changed. That wagon's getting bigger and bigger each game.
And you know what? And he could pull it.
Oh, yeah, he could.
Reggie Williams to inbound. Bulls know even the Nuggets score, they'll get another shot at it. They're looking for Rogers. Pack takes it in, gets the step, and the Nuggets by one. Robert Pack beats B.J. Armstrong.
A breakdown right there by the Chicago Bulls. They haven't had many today. It was going to be a pick away. Rogers on Bryant Stith. Rogers clears the lane. Everybody turns their back, and Robert Pack just does a great job beating his man. There goes B.J. trying to stay with him, looking for help. There's no help till late. Watch everybody's back. Kukoc's back's turned. Myers is trying to get over there and guard somebody else. What? It's a big play, but the bad thing about it, you still got 22, almost 23 seconds. I mean, they scored so quickly. Only took 5 seconds off the clock. You now have got to play for the winning shot and also the rebound.
Well, Scottie Pippen has scored just about every time he's had the ball down the stretch here in the fourth. Pippen had 14 points coming into this fourth quarter. He now has 29. He's added 15 more in the fourth, and this may all come down to the last team that has the ball will win. Phil Jackson, who has been in the huddle through 3 straight championship years. Last year, even without Michael Jordan, this team rallies to win 55 games, finishes 2 games out of first place in the Central Division, becomes 1 win from making it to the conference finals.
One call away from conference finals.
So they've been here before. They are very calm, and this is a tester for the Nuggets. But right now, they have the lead. But Chicago has the ball. Whose place would you rather be in?
Well, I'd rather always have the lead. I'd rather have the lead and have Scottie Pippen on my team. Yeah. So, Chicago's going to take it out full court, though, and try to use up some of this clock. Don't look for them to shoot the ball. As Scottie Pippen and Rodney Rogers over there enjoying a smile. Don't look for them to shoot the ball until about 8 to 7 seconds.
Yeah, Pippen telling Rogers, you know it's coming this way. And there it is. Kerr, who hit the big three-pointer, trying to get open. Here's Armstrong. 7 seconds to shoot. Armstrong with a force, and he's got it. The Bulls by 1, and the Nuggets will get the last shot, but with only 4.6 seconds to go. They were scurrying around and around. Pippen seemed to be out of the flow, and B.J. Armstrong, ducking under Rodney Rogers, hits the little jump in the lane. 19 for Armstrong, and a 1-point lead for Chicago.
I tell you what, if you're waiting for that turkey to cook, you better keep it in a little longer, because this was not over. Rodney Rogers had to switch out, covers the defense on the I don't know what Robert Pack's beat right there, gets up in the air, does not want a foul, which is smart, but where's Robert Pack going? How did he lose him? Rodney just trying to get out of the way. And B.J. Armstrong, you know, this guy is really developed into an all-star, take a big shot kind of player. He just proved it.
He's got a guy a few years ago asked to be traded because he couldn't find any time behind, you know, Jordan and Paxson at the time. And now he's developed into an all-star. Now Foot Locker is proud to be the new sponsor of the NBA All-Star balloting, so stop by your local Foot Locker store, send the Nuggets players to the All-Star game. You might even win a chance to take a Foot Locker $1 million shot live at the All-Star game in Phoenix, where vote counts.
I tell you what, I'm changing my ballot right now. I had Jamal Mashburn on there. He's been playing pretty well, top 5 in scoring. I'm now putting Rodney Rogers.
You got to write him in.
That's right.
Got to write in Rodney Rogers. And I think he just punched out B.J. Armstrong on the Eastern squad. Rodney Rogers leads the way for the Nuggets with 31. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf off the bench with 16. Scottie Pippen, 29 points for the Bulls. And B.J. Armstrong with 19, including the big last two for Chicago. Dan Issel has 4.6 seconds to work with.
What a young team will do, they'll rush this 4.6 seconds. All you've got time to do now really is get a good look at the basket, quick to the hole. You can dribble the length of the court in 4 seconds. Watch for a quick hitter, maybe a quick pick and roll, guy stepping back. And also remember, the guy that passes in bounds is always a threat stepping back in.
Reggie Williams will inbound. He has 6'11". Tony Kukoc in front of him. And now the referee, the veteran official, Eddie Middleton, comes to the scorer's clock to make sure everything is set.
Pippen's a general out there. He's yelling at Kukoc to make sure that you're not letting him pass it towards the basket. Make him pass it towards half court. And Rogers and Pippen are still talking right now. Pippen's telling Rodney, you aren't getting the ball.
Well, was this all set up to come down to a miracle finish for the Nuggets? Delay of game. Kukoc not giving Williams enough room. Well, the delay of the game could be a foul shot for the Nuggets. All right, Williams takes the look. Robert Pack wants it. Rauf comes out. He fires for three. Abdul-Rauf does it again.
Oh, man. Oh, I tell you what. We won't get a better game all year than what this has been. This is unbelievable. Oh, man.
The bad news, it leaves Chicago with 2.2 seconds, and they will have the last shot. But they need 2 now to tie it. Rauf hits from downtown. And the Nuggets only used 2 seconds.
And he's at the old three-point line. You can see it on the floor. A little misdirection. He goes low. Rodney comes to set the screen. But he's doing it on his own. That's good defense. B.J. Armstrong all over him. But watch this. You can see a little line right there. That's the old three right there. That is...
Can we have a new AT&T shot of the night? Robert Pack was calling for the ball. It's a good thing Reggie Williams didn't get it to him. He then found Rauf, who goes downtown. And Mahmoud, the star in this ball game, 12 points in that second quarter, and now hits the big shot, and he has 19 points this evening. And it leaves the Bulls with only 2.2 seconds.
That's it. Well, this is a good play. Mahmoud goes down low on the initial play. Back outside. Look at his feet. He's 2 feet behind the old line. That's as big a shot as the Nuggets have had all year. Now I'm going down my running score. At 3:29, it's 100-100. At 52, it's 108-107 Denver. And then it just goes 109-108. They take turns all the way down to 2.2. You don't want to give up a 3 here and lose the game.
And you notice that Scottie Pippen is inbounding the ball. He said he did not want to inbound the ball in the playoffs against the Knicks. Watch out for Kukoc. Oh, he's wide open. Kukoc, the 3. It's over. The Denver Nuggets pull it out in the closing seconds with another miracle shot by Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And for a moment, that looked like shades of the Bulls-Knicks series. Kukoc was wide open, but then came up short on the shot as he was rushed by the Nuggets. A thriller here at McNichols tonight. And the Nuggets come from...
Lawrence Taylor is trying...